week, the Detroit drive nearly stalled in Albany, giving up 42 points to the Firebirds. But league MVP Art Schliester put it in gear to lead the drive with a touchdown pass to Gary Mullen and 2 TD runs, including this game-winning score as time ran out. The Orlando Predators made their home debut last week as Reggie Collier rushed for 3 touchdowns and Herky Walls caught 5 passes for 106 yards and 2 touchdowns en route to a 38-32 victory over Columbus. Network presents Arena Football. Tonight from Orlando Arena in Orlando, Florida, the Detroit Drive take on the Orlando Predators. Hello, everyone. I'm Bill Land along with Tony Hill. Welcome for Week 4 of Arena Football. And this is a dandy matchup with first place on the line. Detroit unbeaten after 3 weeks and Orlando coming in at 2-1. And these two teams a rematch as they went at it 2 weeks ago in Detroit. It was the George LaFrance show in that one, though, Tony.
It most certainly was. George LaFrance missed all of last year, but this year he came to me before the game 2 weeks ago and said that his knee was okay, that his knee was fine. Well, this year, or this particular game, he's come up to me and said, to ask his wife to say hello to his wife, say hello to his daughter. That could be an omen for the Orlando Predators.
He's been sending a message. The big man, of course, for Detroit, though, is Art Schliester.
Well, Art Schliester undoubtedly is a premier player in this league. He's got all the talent. He's got the ability to make big plays as he did last week in the Albany game, the 43-42 victory. Came in with a game-winning score, no time left on the clock. On the flip side, as Reggie Collier had a great start in Arena Football with 7 TD passes the opening week, then got leveled in the second week against Detroit. Well, Reggie's major concern was protection the last time they played, and as a result, they only had 2 weeks to prepare themselves. Well, this week they feel a lot more comfortable. They think that their team can perform a lot better because they've had 4 weeks to prepare. This should be a very interesting match between the two teams on a defensive line. Big crowd on hand here in Orlando, better than 11,000 expected. Stay tuned. More coming up from Arena Football in just a moment. Prime Network's presentation of Arena Football is brought to you by Little Caesars. 2 great pizzas, 1 low price, always, always. By Spalding, official supplier of the Ironman football. By Bike, advanced technology serving athletes worldwide. And by MaxPro, the fastest growing brand of helmets in America.
Speed. Each second is critical. Acceleration. Each move determines a champion. Discover the real story behind the race with This Weekend Kart, the Chevrolet Motorsports Hour, AMA Championship Motocross, Indy Car World, and This Weekend NASCAR. It's every fan's dream, every racer's obsession. Thursday nights on Prime Network, available on most Prime affiliates.
Caesar's Cheeser. Not 1 but 2 pizzas loaded with cheese and up to 5 toppings for $8.98.
Cheeser.
Olympic heroes, past, present, and future. They put it all on the line in the Chrysler Swim Meet of Champions. Coming to Prime Network this July. Available on most Prime affiliates.
How do you improve your golf game? You start by learning and maintaining a consistent, proper swing. That's why Mark Brooks, PGA Tour professional, developed and patented Swing Track. For the first time, any golfer, regardless of age or handicap, can feel a proper golf swing. Use Swing Track on the practice range and your muscle memory will give you dramatic results on the course. Use Swing Track. The pros do.
I think it's a device that'll help every player, even the pros.
That really helped me to understand how important it is to keep your arms soft throughout the backswing and the downswing.
I've used the Swing Track, and it's been very beneficial to my game, and I really believe that it could help yours.
I recommend the use of Swing Track, along with consultation with your PGA professional.
To order your swing track and free video, have your credit card ready and call 1-800-321-7300. Call 1-800-321-7300 now.
Welcome back to Orlando Arena, Prime Network, and Arena Football. Tonight, Detroit and Orlando. Before we get to our game this evening, let's take a look at the update from Arena Football and see what happened around the league last week. First of all, our weekly network telecast, Dallas with a victory over Denver in Dallas, 30-27. The Texans build up a 20-0 lead thanks to the fine quarterback skills of Alfred Jenkins. He hit for 16 of 30 for 132 yards and 2 touchdowns, and then Dallas held on to improve to a record of 2-1. The Dynamite drops to 1-2. Elsewhere, the thriller of the week took place in Albany. Art Schleister of Detroit, the big hero again for the drive, as the drive comes from behind to win 43-42. They did it on this, the final play of the game, as Schleister takes it into the end zone with time running out, and the drive stays unbeaten in front of 11,000 fans at Knickerbocker Arena in Albany. Columbus fell here in Orlando to the Predators 38-32. Walls a big night for Orlando with 5 receptions and 1 touchdown. It was also the debut in Arena Football for Major Harris, the one-time star from West Virginia. Sparked the comeback for Columbus in the second half. They fell short on the night, though, as Orlando holds on to win 38-32. Another fine night for Reggie Collier. He was 11 of 18 through the air for 164 yards and a touchdown. Orlando wins by 6 and is now 2-1. And Tampa Bay and New Orleans hooked it up at the Superdome down in New Orleans. New Orleans falling to Tampa Bay by the score of 27-17. Plenty of fireworks for New Orleans and Tampa Bay in this contest, as Jay Gruden of Tampa Bay, 9 of 17 passing, good for 112 yards and 2 scores. Lynn Bradford of Tampa Bay, 8 carries, 69 yards, and a league record longest rush from scrimmage of 43 yards. Here are the standings after 3 weeks in Arena Football. Detroit, the defending champs, unbeaten on top. And then a knot between Orlando, Dallas, and Tampa Bay, all at 2-1. Albany, Denver, New Orleans, all at 1-2. And in the cellar, Columbus looking for its first victory of the year, standing at 0-3. That's a look at the update of Arena Football. We'll be back with our game, Detroit and Orlando, coming up next on Prime Network.
Listen carefully. This man is using an amazing electronic breakthrough that lets him hear a pin drop across the room. It's the Whisper 2000. Gives you the astonishing experience of super hearing. No more embarrassing complaints when you watch TV.
Can you turn that down?
With Whisper 2000, you don't have to turn up the volume. It's hard to hear in the backseat of the car. Now, sit back and talk comfortably.
Can you hear me back there?
Loud and clear. Disguised as a pocket-type radio, you can actually hear a whisper across the room.
He's so good looking.
Use Whisper 2000 in theaters. You'll hear every word clearly, comfortably. Similar devices sell for $60, but it's yours now for just $19.95. Here's how to order.
To order, have your credit card ready and call toll-free 1-800-733-9800 or send check or money order for $19.95 plus $4 shipping and handling to Whisper 2000, 4500 American Way, Roanoke, Virginia.
In Australia, there's wild beaches, the outback, and Aussie rules football. Full out, full-blown, full-contact football. The hardest hits, the awesome kicks, and the man in white. There's nothing like it. Australian rules football. It's a kick. Friday afternoons at 5 on Prime Network. Available on most Prime affiliates. Every Wednesday night, Prime Network brings the great outdoors to your living room. From the how-tos of fishing to the nation's most scenic locales, professional outdoorsmen guide you on your journey across the country. From lady anglers landing lunkers to the latest news on hunting, fishing, and conservation. Wednesday nights, leave the city lights behind and escape with Prime Network on your wildest adventure ever.
There's a look at Tim Markham with a record of 23-6. The head coach of the Detroit Drive was was recently with the World League of American Football. And there's Perry Moss, who last year coached Detroit to the title and then moved to Orlando, his old home, of course, and back down here in Florida, where he's put together a fine ball club in their first year with the Predators. We're ready for the kickoff. Bill Land and Tony Hill with you here on Prime Network, and glad to have you with us. A crowd of around 11,000 expected here tonight in Orlando, where they were treated to quite a game last week. 38-32 in a victory over Columbus in the home opener for this team. And certainly for Herky Walls, he takes the place of Reggie Smith. That's the big injury news this week, is that Smith, the fine kick returner around this league for years, is out of action tonight with a rib injury, Tony.
Well, the great thing about it, Herky Walls stepped up big time last week and played exceptionally well. And Coach Moss feels very good that Herky Walls performed very well from this week.
Novo Bojovic, another veteran, will kick it off for Detroit to Orlando. Walls, the deep man for the Predators. The kickoffs in arena football come from the goal line. The field 50 yards long, and the nets are in play. This one goes through the middle and will bounce and come out on the 5-yard line. Let's take a look at offensively for Orlando. Reggie Collier out of Southern Miss, one-time quarterback for the Dallas Cowboys briefly. His big man in the running back spot is Tommy Myers. Wide receiver defensive back Tony Collins, one time with the New England Patriots. Darryl Grimes, another wide out. And Herky Walls, big play receiver last week. Taking the offensive line, Quentin Knight, Rusty Russell, and Keith Smith. We're all set. 1st and 10, the ball from the 5. And Collier out of the end zone, incomplete, dropped by Walls at the 12-yard line. Defensively for Detroit, the starters, John Corker, been around a long time, a veteran group. Relk, Hennings, Reddig, Mullen, and Dixon, who was an assistant football coach at Florida up the road, and the defensive specialist, David Evans, and Tate Randall. 2nd down and 10 to go for the Predators. Take a look at Collier here as he calls him out for the year. 514 yards passing for Collier. He completes this one out of bounds at the 11-yard line, a pickup of 6. Randall was covering on the play. Good to Tony Collins. Collins has caught 10 passes, making 11 now on the year, and he had 6 in that first meeting against Detroit.
It looks right now that Orlando is trying to go out and run short patterns, real crossing patterns to give Reggie Collier time to throw the ball. The first pass was a crossing pattern, then Walls dropped it. Should have had, probably would have got good yardage. And on this play, they went to Collins for the same type of situation, and they got received about 7 or 8 yards.
Flag on the play.
2.5-yard penalty. Half the distance, and also loss of down. Down is 3.
Thank you, Larry Hill. Makes it 3rd down now, and the ball at the 2.5-yard line. 3rd down and 12.5 to go for the Predators. And in motion, no, they whistle the play dead. Collier throws it, incomplete. The official, I'm not sure if his whistle didn't work or what, Tony. He was trying to stop play and no one listened or heard him.
Well, I'll tell you what, it was a heads-up play by Reggie Collier because everyone else stopped, and there was an opportunity for Orlando to have a big play because everyone stopped. The play is always good. It continues to play until the referee blows the whistle and stops the play. So it was a heads-up play by Collier.
Offsides Detroit. There's our officials for tonight's Arena Football League game with the man in charge. You're looking at Larry
3.
Hill.
3rd down, still 3rd down.
One of the things we might be able to anticipate from Reggie Collier is some cadence change. Detroit has a great rush. They had a tremendous rush on them last week, and that way he can keep them kind of honest by not being able to anticipate the count.
Detroit with the best defense in the league, allowing just 150 yards per game in total yardage. So they try it again on 3rd and 9, and across the middle it is incomplete. Another flag is thrown as Randall wrapped up Collins, but the flag was through the line of scrimmage. And this one is against Orlando.
Well, Orlando's having a lot of problems up front already. Reggie Collier had a very tough time last time they played because of the blitzes, because of Alvin Reddick and Eric Anderson.
Illegal use of hands, offense. The penalty is declined. 4th down.
And remember, no punting in arena football. Therefore, a field goal attempt will be required. Here's a look at the penalty.
Here you see number 44, Alvin Reddick, coming on a blitz, which was very effective last time they played. And I see they're using a stunt in order to get him available to give pressure on Reggie Collier.
So when they a setup in the end zone. This makes it a 60-yarder for Dan Plotke. You look at Plotke's numbers, he's 4 of 7, best percentage-wise in the league in field goal attempts for a 60-yarder. It is short and in the stands, and that is a souvenir. Spalding footballs go to the man or woman who can catch them, and this gentleman is given the raspberries here as he had it in his hands. The Detroit offense, the league MVP from last year, Art Schleister, calling the shots. In the backfield, Alvin Rettig is the linebacker and fullback. Wideouts, Gary Mullen had a big week a week ago. George LaFrance, who we featured in the pregame show. And Dwayne Dixon, a fine Ironman player. And the line, Ted Hennings out of Northern Illinois. John Rauch from Iowa. And John Corker, who goes as the tight end, but is known more for his defense, of course, but has turned into a pretty good offensive blocker. First down and 10 for the Detroit drive. This is Rettig. Turns it up across the 5, gets to about the 8, where he's brought down by Rusty Russell out of South Carolina. 6'6", 315 pounds of it. The defensive starters for the Predators: Quentin Knight, Russell, Smith on the line. The linebackers, Myers and Collins. Grimes, one of the defensive backs, and then the specialist, Derwin Rockmore, who was a defensive player of the year with Albany last year, and Daryl Hart. Both these guys can play and are veterans. Second down and 7. Schleister, flag played and incomplete. Intended for LaFrance. Flag back at the line of scrimmage, though, and it appears it's holding against the drive. And the pressure was on as Russell was right in the face of Schleister on that one, Tony.
Yeah, Russell had a good rush on Schleister. Schleister did a good job at getting the ball off, but any time you see a quarterback scrambling for that amount of time, there's generally a holding penalty when you see that flag comes out. Here's the pressure on Schleister. Russell, they're after him. Schleister does a good job of getting rid of the ball, but before that time, they were holding those two gentlemen. And generally, when a quarterback with Schleister's ability starts running, you always have to watch out for holding.
And watch Markham here, the coach of Detroit, as LaFrance is wrapped up. He's saying, hey, he didn't give a chance to catch the football.
Yeah, it looked like it was a premature call there. I think LaFrance might have a legitimate argument right there.
They want to get the wraps on LaFrance early. You look at the numbers for George coming in here. 4th in the league in yardage with 2:03. And it is 3rd down and 12 now. Schleister. Incomplete and nearly intercepted. Intended for William McClay off his fingertips, and then Rockmore could not come up with the interception for Orlando.
Well, that play was made strictly by Art Schleister. Here he is. He rolls out. He gives the time. Gives the field plenty of time, and the receiver breaks open to the middle on a post route. Good opportunity to make a big play, but he just couldn't come up with it.
And on 4th down, Novo Bojovic will come on for the field goal, and like Plotke a moment ago, he will be kicking from the end zone. This a guesstimate of about 63 yards. You see his field goal situation has been awful this year, while his point after has been sensational. Bojovic. Off the inside in play. High ball off the wall and knocked out of bounds on the return. Tommy Myers.
And you got to watch out for that play. Herky Wall still had an opportunity. If he could have rebounded off that wall and stayed in bounds, that would have been a good run.
I beg your pardon. Herky Wall's on the return.
Here's the play right here. The ball went off the sideline, and anytime the ball goes off the sideline, it comes in play. It's always a good play.
The return, it'll be 1st and 10 for Orlando.
In a pro football league that throws the football 70% of the time, having the best throwing football available is critical. That's why Arena Football has switched to the outstanding new Spalding Ironman football. The Spalding Ironman features an innovative new spiral balance system that counterweights the lace, assuring a perfect spiral when properly thrown. Spalding is proud to be the official football of Arena Football, the 50-yard indoor war. Throw a perfect pass with the Spalding Ironman football. Follow America's top amateur athletes all the way to Olympic gold on Prime Network. All summer, we'll canvass the nation looking for tomorrow's superstars. Experience the intense competition as these young sportsmen challenge the world with their talent. The excitement of track and field, the grace of gymnastics, and the fervor of swimming and diving. It's all here as Olympic hopefuls compete on Prime Network.
Here in Orlando as the hometown Predators trying to get a share of first place. They come in at 2-1. Detroit 3-0 this week 4 of arena football. Bill Land and Tony Hill with you here in Orlando. This building has a capacity of 13,684. They had 9,700 plus in here last week. Orlando's second possession, 1st and 10, as Collins in trouble, slips and falls and is sacked on his own 9-yard line. A loss of 6 in the play as Joe Relk makes the tackle, 6'2", 270 out of Iowa.
That's a great play by Relk right here. Reggie takes about a 4-yard drop, and here Relk just comes right over the top and makes the play. One of the biggest things that Coach Moss was concerned about was, number one, was their mistakes. Last time they played, they had numerous sacks, and Reggie Collier didn't have enough time to throw it, and he accounted that because of not enough time to prepare themselves. Well, it looks like they're experiencing the same thing here.
Orlando bounced back after the loss to Detroit last week, defeating Columbus here 38-32, as Detroit was winning on the road at Albany by 143-42. Second down and 15 will not get underway, and
there goes that change of count that I was talking about to keep Detroit honest.
Signal preliminaries against Orlando. So if everything's not in sync, it can cause as many problems for your own team as it can for the opposition, Tony.
Well, generally, most times, coaches, we practice that time on time before to make sure you do not leave until the ball is snapped. That's a concentration drill that all professionals go through, and that's one of the worst mistakes a player can make, is being offsides or an illegal procedure penalty called against him.
Makes it 3rd down and 18. And the officials are saying, no, they're going to go back to 2nd down. That was the holdup there. As the scoreboard had it at 3 and the official downs marker at 3. Now they signal it as 2nd down and 18. There you have a look for the Predators. No score, 8:51 to go, first period. Collier, and he is sacked again as the Detroit defense doing the job. John Corker gets his 2nd sack of the season. Corker, a Floridian who makes his off-season home in Miami out of Oklahoma State, 6'6", 245 pounds.
Yeah, Corker just used a straight-out power move. You see him come from the top of the screen, just ran right over his man and made the tackle. Coach Moss was talking about this ball club. He said in order for them to win, they must stop mistakes. They got to improve their kicking game, but number one is stop mistakes, and there's a mistake right there, letting John Corker just come straight over the top and tackle Reggie Collier.
Detroit defense establishing itself. 2nd in the league in points allowed at 27 per game. Collier on 3rd down is brought down again. He fumbled the football. Let's see if it came after the whistle. I believe so.
Well, that Corker's a heck of a ball player. You know, he was all freshman of the year in the Big 8. He also led the USFL in sacks with 29, so he knows what he's doing out there.
Gets his 2nd sack tonight. Was a defensive player of the year with the Michigan Panthers 1 year in the USFL.
Yeah, here he comes. He just sheds off number 65 and just makes the play. They're going to have to stop Corker because he's the big player in that league, in this league.
And another end zone field goal attempt, 64 yards this time for Dan Pocky. He missed the 62 last time. This one is way short, and it goes out of play. One of the ushers making the reception of the play. It gives it to a fan.
This is the only game where you can come and get a souvenir in the stands watching the game. Unbelievable. It's a great feeling. You go and come back and you have a football as a souvenir for a game.
7:10, the clock moving as the first quarter underway here in Orlando. We'll take a brief break to watching arena football on Prime Network.
How do you get them?
I used to do aerobics till I dropped. Then I found Thigh Master. Every single time you squeeze Thigh Master, you strengthen and tone right where you need it. So it's easy to squeeze your way to shapely hips and thighs.
I thought I'd never fit into these jeans again. Thank you, Thigh Master.
I recommend it and use it.
The secret to shapely thighs is exercising these muscles with just the right resistance. This balanced resistance coil is designed to give you results quickly and comfortably. Want to tone your upper chest and arms? Thigh Master will give you excellent results. Thigh Master. We may not have been born with great legs, but now we can look like we were.
To order your Thigh Master, call 1-800-437-2200. Have your credit card ready or send check or money order for $19.95 plus $4.50 for shipping and handling to this address. And if you're not fully satisfied, return it in 30 days for your money back. Plus, if you call right now, we'll also send you Suzanne's Slender for Life plan absolutely free. Thigh Master is not available in stores, so act right now.
tonight, father and son. Think he wants to be a football player?
I don't know. Does he want to be an arena football player?
Better be a tough young man when he grows up. He can play this game. Iron Man football. Everyone goes both ways with the exception of the quarterback, the kickers, and then you're allowed a defensive specialist. McClay in motion as Schleister on 1st and 10. Going deep. Got a man, and it was tips all the way. First touch by Grimes, and then not able to handle the deflection for Detroit was Gary Mullen.
Well, here's a look at it. Schleister makes his play happen again. He drops back. He moves out the pocket, which gives Mullen plenty of time to get out there. Schleister wish he could have this ball back. As you see, Mullen's had him beat, but Grimes makes a great play. Then again, that's one of the toughest passes in the NFL or in any kind of league for that matter, trying to throw cross field going the opposite direction.
Holding Detroit the call after the penalty. 2nd down and 15 as they move it back to the 10. There's Schleister's numbers. He is 2nd in the league in passing yardage at 573. Leads the league with touchdown passes with 10. In trouble again. Got to keep the football now as he passed the line of scrimmage. And he's brought down at the 13-yard line. Nice job of collapsing that time by the Predator defense.
Oh, very good job. One thing that makes Schleister so tough in this league is his ability to make things happen. He can run, he can throw, and he's very durable. One of the problems, I had a chance to chat with him earlier before the game, and he said one of the problems that he's experiencing right now is pain. He's had a lot of pain because this is a tough league. Quarterbacks don't have an easy street home.
Here you see one of the reasons Detroit's the only unbeaten is they are tops in the league in 3rd down conversions. Detroit 4th in the league in total offense, 2nd in the league in passing at 180 per game. The France in motion and Schleister on 3rd and 12. He is racked into the boards as it goes incomplete, and he is hurt.
Oh, that was by Keith Williams. Now, that's why you call this Iron Man football. You've got to be able to get up and respond to this.
And then some trash talking from Arnold Campbell. Watch 55 after the play.
Here's Schleister breaks out the pocket, and here you'll see Keith Williams, boom, into his wall. I mean, we felt that one up all the way up here.
Campbell still talking about it. Arnold out of Alcorn State, 6'4", 265. And it's 4th down and a dozen. There's Campbell. As Orlando gives Schleister some of the medicine that has been unleashed tonight on his counterpart, Collier. For the field goal attempt, Bojovic. Off the net and taken by Walls. Right up the middle, 5, 10, and he's tripped up at the 11-yard line.
That was a heck of a play by Alvin Reddick because Walls may have gone all the way on that play without a shoestring tackle.
McClay made the tackle. Remember, the net's in play here, and this is one of the many reasons this league is offering so much excitement.
You'll see a hole break up right up the middle, and Alvin Reddick sticks that hand out there to help out tackle over there, and McClay.
In case you're wondering, the kicking team must stop at the 5-yard line on a kick in the end zone to allow that receiver a chance to catch that football unmolested. Walls in motion now on a 1st and 10, and Collier really struggling in the early going tonight as he's tripped up there at the 4, making the 4.5-yard line. Eric Anderson coming through on the play.
And he trips right over the running back's ankle over there, and as a result, Orlando's having a lot of problems. One of the things they wanted to do, they wanted to take away LaFrance, but they also wanted to stop blowing assignments, and it seems like they're just not having any positive luck at the present moment.
Perry Moss told us eliminate mistakes, #1 on his list for a victory tonight. Haven't done it yet. 2nd down and 15. Walls. Oh, mama, was he popped by McClay.
Whoa, I tell you what, that's an awesome hit. I can remember getting hit like that, and the worst feeling in the world is to drop a pass after getting hit. I mean, there have been times when you're wide open deep here. Let's take a look at this. Reggie drills this ball in a slant pattern, and a beautiful hit by McClay. But the worst feeling for a receiver I can remember is not dropping a pass wide open, but it's dropping a pass that you should have caught because you're going to get hit regardless, so you just as well catch the ball.
McClay, many of the Texas connections that Tim Markham has. Markham, one time an assistant coach at Rice. Man in motion this time for Orlando, and Collier in big trouble and slipped up and brought down at around the 3-yard line this time. So Detroit's defense has just been awesome.
Yeah, Orlando can't get it going right now. Reggie has no time. He's taking a 3-step drop and still not being able to get the ball off. Here it is to take a look at. He just takes a couple steps and then he's running to his own men.
And in a league known for offense, and offense, the defenses have shined here so far. We have 2:41 to go in the first period, and for Plocky, it's his third field goal attempt from his own end zone. This one a 65-yarder.
Right now, Orlando looks like an expansion team.
Yeah, not like a team that's 2-1 that played so well last week. Here's LaFrance, and he steps out at the 15-yard line. George LaFrance on the return. Jeff Roth from the University of Florida made the tackle. And a timeout on the action. We'll take a break on Prime Network. Detroit, Orlando scoreless with 2:13 to go in the first.
Look down the barrel of a tennis cannon before it explodes. Witness the display of aggression as tennis giants plan for precision. And step between the lines with courtside kings as they fight for what they believe in. Game, set, and match. This summer, be there with Prime Network for the best of ATP and Virginia Slims tennis. Available on most Prime affiliates.
Our next telecast on Prime Network, join us from down in St. Petersburg, where the Tampa Bay Storm will take on the Albany Firebirds from the Suncoast Dome at 7:30 Eastern Standard Time. And check your local listings as our first look here on Prime at Tampa Bay, an expansion, whether a team that transferred from Pittsburgh off to a 2-1 start, and Albany, a team that's 1-2, really having trouble winning on the road. LaFrance in motion, 1st and 10 for the drive with no score here in Orlando. Dixon at midfield, the 20, and tripped up at the 15-yard line. Dwayne Dixon should be known to these people in this arena, a University of Florida assistant football coach. And there's his numbers. Rockmore made the tackle.
Well, Art Schlichter made this play all by himself. Here he looks one way, he breaks through, he gives the receiver plenty of time to get open, who happens to be Dwayne Dixon on the sideline, and Dixon shows a little nifty footwork there. There's an interesting story about Dixon. I'll tell you in a moment.
First down situation, Eric Anderson pulls his way for a couple of yards down to almost the 11-yard line where Arnold Campbell brings him down.
That was some hard-nosed running, but Dwayne Dixon missed all of last week because he had a coaching clinic last week. Now, is that peculiar for a starting player to come back here and miss all of your week's practice?
Well, and his other boss, Steve Spurrier, University of Florida head football coach, here for the coin toss tonight. So he'll join after this season's over. Schlichter, heavy pressure, it's intercepted. The 20, the 15, the 10. Touchdown, Orlando. Brian Moore.
Boy, I haven't seen footwork like that in I don't know how long. Great pressure by Orlando. It was a big play what they needed. Their major objective was also to create some big plays. Moore's got to be tired from all that high stepping. He looked like one of them prancing horses going to the end zone.
And what a way for Moore to introduce himself to the fans here in Orlando. He was cut by the team in the preseason, just signed on for this week.
Well, Schlichter was hit as soon as he hit the ball. Moore was playing center field on that particular play. He was in a zone. Being in the right place at the right time was what Moore happened to be in.
42 yards on the interception return, and Orlando has taken the lead 7-0 after the point after by Plocky.
Here's another look at it. Schlichter's under a lot of pressure. He gets hits as he's throwing. You see Moore sitting in the zone, middle linebacker area. He just takes off, and in a minute you're going to see some prancing. Watch these high step, folks. Boom, boom, boom. And I'm sure Moore will enjoy this one. Here's another look at it from the outside. Schlichter never sees this hit. And there's Moore standing right in the middle playing free safety or middle linebacker zone defense. And he's there to make a big play.
Out of Florida A&M, 5'9", 190 pounds, and time to show his stuff as he goes into the end zone. Ryan Moore.
Well,
it makes me think of the mistake situation we talked about 2 weeks ago. Detroit took advantage of 2 fumbles that they recovered and also a ball off the nets on a missed field goal return. Here, Orlando hangs in defensively with him and finally makes the key play.
That's right. Some of the big plays that occurred in the Orlando game last week. Orlando fumbled the ball twice at the 5 and the 12-yard line. As a result, Detroit scored touchdowns on.
Plocky's line drive kick LaFrance for the return. The 5, 10, 15, flag thrown, and hit short of the 20-yard line. George LaFrance. Moore made the tackle after he returned the interception for a score. It's the end of the first period. Holding the call against the Detroit drive, so they'll need to recover as we start the second quarter. 7-0 Predators on top of Detroit. We'll take a break. We'll come back. Stay with us here on Prime Network. Detroit trailing Orlando 7-0 after 1.
All-American, one company with a single focus on football. All-American is able to keep in sharp focus our three goals: to provide the very best at reconditioning service, the best new equipment products, and to provide the services and products more affordably than anyone else. For the third straight season, the All-American Max Pro 2001 helmet is being worn exclusively as the official helmet of the Arena Football League. Max Pro helmets by All-American. Speed. Each second is critical. Acceleration. Each move determines a champion. Discover the real story behind the race with This Weekend Kart, the Chevrolet Motorsports Hour, AMA Championship Motocross, Indy Car World, and This Weekend NASCAR. It's every fan's dream, every racer's obsession. Thursday nights on Prime Network, available on most Prime affiliates.
World-class tennis, live on Prime Network.
Listen carefully. This man is using an amazing electronic breakthrough that lets him hear a pin drop across the room. It's the Whisper 2000. Gives you the astonishing experience of super hearing. No more embarrassing complaints when you watch TV.
Can you turn that down?
With Whisper 2000, you don't have to turn up the volume. It's hard to hear in the backseat of the car. Now, sit back and talk comfortably.
Can you hear me back there?
Loud and clear. Disguised as a pocket-type radio, you can actually hear a whisper across the room.
He's so good looking.
Use Whisper 2000 in theaters. You'll hear every word clearly, comfortably. Similar devices sell for $60, but it's yours now for just $19.95. Here's how to order.
To order, have your credit card ready and call toll-free 1-800-733-9800 or send check or money order for $19.95 plus $4 shipping and handling to Whisper 2000, 4500 American Way, Roanoke, Virginia.
Welcome back to Arena Football. Bill Lamb and Tony Hill with you in Orlando, and this place is buzzing in Orlando Arena as the Predators have taken a 7-0 lead. We get ready to start the second period. Schleister, who is just 1 of 6 for 27 yards and has one big interception to win for a score the other way. On 1st and 10, he is brought down. Is that a live ball? No.
Oh.
Going to be ruled an incompletion.
They call this the 50-yard indoor war. Quentin Knight, who's been having this problem offensively, is coming through defensively. A big play. He just overpowers the man. Schleister never sees him coming. I had a chance to talk to Schleister. Schleister said he enjoys playing this game basically because this is a fun game. What do you think he thinks about it right now?
He also has mentioned that he's been beat up in arena football 10 times worse than he did in any NFL game in his time with Indianapolis. Schleister has also talked about trying to get reinstated to the National Football League. He's faced head-on his gambling problem and is on the road to recovery. He says it's a day-by-day thing. He'd like to play again if possible in the NFL. Incomplete and right off the hands of Darryl Grimes as Schleister again gets up on the scene.
Boy, Darryl Grimes, wish he could have this one back. Off, being a wide receiver, that's a terrible place to hit a guy, right in the hands.
It's 3rd and 10. It's right from their own.
Here's a look at the route. France comes in motion. He runs a corner route, a sideline pattern, and he slips. And Schleister throws the ball on timing, and Grimes is standing right there and should have had an end zone, should have had an interception along with a touchdown. Here's another look at it. Look at the abuse Art Schleister is taking.
3rd down now and 10 for the drive. LaFrance in motion. Detroit trying to 7-0, 13-14 to go in the half. LaFrance! Touchdown, Detroit!
Oh, no. Oh, no. This guy's unbelievable.
and stings the Predators, and Tim Markham says, give me 5.
Well, I told you it might have been an old man. I saw that guy 3 times last 2 weeks ago, going, coming, and at the stadium. He kept reminding me his knee is okay. Well, this time he comes up to me in the booth and says, hey, I want to say hello. I'm doing okay, and tell my wife Darlene and my daughter Isaki that I'm doing great.
A 36-yard play, and on for the point after is Bojovic. He is 15 of 17 in PATs, which, remember, that's a 15-foot high crossbar, and it's only 9 feet wide. He makes this one good, and we're even with Orlando and Detroit. We'll be back with more in a moment.
Hit the beach this summer with Prime Network for men's pro beach volleyball. The excitement of the men's Pro Beach Volleyball Tour. Experience it all summer on Prime Network. Available on most Prime Network affiliates.
Well, now you take a look at why Detroit is a championship team.
Schlichter shows a tremendous amount of, ring savvy. He stood in there with all that pressure, and LaFrance just runs a post pattern. He comes in motion, Schlichter puts it right on the money, and LaFrance makes a great catch with great concentration.
George LaFrance working on his master's degree in sports psychology. Went to Baker College up in Kansas. Worked this past year at Fort Hays State, and now will continue on in Arizona, where his wife and child, he live on an Indian reservation. What a story. There are a bunch of stories in this league. It's a great summer job, is the way Tim Markham describes it. He said, you can't beat it. Here's Bojovic, and notice not much room to operate out of the end zone. This is the one arena in the league that the corners of the end zone are clipped off, and the pads are in play in the end zone. You don't have that full box as you see Bojovic backed up there. That corner of the end zone nicked off here. So it makes it even a tighter fit. 7-7 with 12:26 to go in the half, and Bojovic off the screen. It's in play to Walls. 5. And leans across the 10-yard line. Herky Walls before he's brought down on the play. And the Predators will take over. The Detroit scoring drive, just 3 plays, 36 yards. It all came on Schlichter's pass to LaFrance. Required just 2:44. The clock does not stop in arena football until the final minute of the half and the final minute of the ball game. I'm talking about incomplete passes and penalties and that type of thing. Of course, it stops for timeouts and other situations that the referees deem necessary. Walls on the pitch out. Tommy Myers gets to the 14-yard line. Dwayne Dixon stops him there.
And Dwayne Dixon, Art Schlichter said that he thought that Dwayne Dixon is probably the best Geo linebacker in this league. And the Geo linebacker generally where most teams put the weakest player, but not here in Detroit.
Well, Dixon, the 88 Iron Man of the Year for going both ways, and an assistant football coach at the University of Florida. Tim Markham says, I don't have any problems with this guy. He literally is a coach on the field. Second down at 5. Collins in motion. This one out of the reach of Walls. Fields was covering on the play.
That was a bad pass by Reggie. I think he set up too quick. Kind of concerned about Corker over there coming across that line. What Reggie needs to do is take his time, pick his plays, and make good of every play that he has so they can establish a drive and continue to move the ball.
Collier, like Schlichter was a moment ago, struggling so far at 1 of 8. Came in hitting well over 50%, 37 of 70 for 514 yards. That was third in the league in yardage. Here he is on 3rd and 5. Walls. 5. Touchdown.
Oh, did you see that move? That's what we call a spindle top move. Oh, what a play.
Walls, 35 yards in the play.
And it's a great play by Reggie. This play was designed for him to scramble so he can have some time. Herky catches the ball going cross field, and then he gives him the whole spindle move. Watch that move right there. What a move, and he scores on the touchdown.
Fans fans react to the replay on the big screen here. That's a flag football special.
Boy, I'd give anything for that move when I was playing football.
Point after by Blocky. Count it. And the Predators bounce right back after the game was tied a moment ago. Walls 35 yards from Collier, and it's the Predators 14, drive 7.
There it is, Walls making a beautiful catch, but he shows the ability to run after catching the ball. The spindle move, and he turns it in for a touchdown.
Every Wednesday night, Prime Network brings the great outdoors to your living room. From the how-tos of fishing to the nation's most scenic locales, professional outdoorsmen guide you on your journey across the country. From lady anglers landing lunkers to the latest news on hunting, fishing, and conservation. Wednesday nights, leave the city lights behind and escape with Prime Network on your wildest adventure ever. In Australia, there's wild beaches, the outback, and Aussie rules football. Full out, full-blown, full-contact football. The hardest hits, the awesome kicks, and the man in white. There's nothing like it. Australian rules football, it's a kick. Friday afternoons at 5 on Prime Network. Available on most Prime affiliates.
Predator fans on their feet for the kickoff with the hometowners holding on to the lead. There's Walls looking up. 14-7 Orlando. Off the net. In play to LaFrance. The 10. 15. Did not stay in bounds. He stepped out near the 17-yard line. George LaFrance, as Knight was there to cover on the play. The Orlando scoring drive, 3 plays, 40 yards. Collier 35 yards to Walls, and Walls, just think about it, on a 50-yard field, he's tops in the league in yards per catch at 19 per reception, Tony. That's an incredible number for this size field.
Well, moves like that you can understand. I think the only time I've ever seen a move like that was Tony Dorsett against the Minnesota Vikings. He went 99 yards for a touchdown. Those are the kind of moves that make this league exciting.
1st and 10 for Detroit. Down by 7. Schleister in trouble again. Going deep to McClay. He's wrapped up, and it'll be a penalty against Rockmore. Derwin Rockmore wrapped him up.
That might be a questionable play right there. I don't know if McClay had an opportunity to catch that ball. Here's a look at it right here. Schleicher drops back, and here you see Myers coming straight through there. He lets the ball going up for McClay on a post pattern. It was questionable. There's a possibility he may have caught that.
Pass interference, defense number 29. Automatic first down, 8-yard penalty.
8 yards. The NFL, of course, would be 15 to be half of that. So they give him 8 here.
Last week, Rockmore had 2 interceptions, so I guess, you know, he was kind of looking forward to getting after that guy.
Rockmore, a veteran of this league and a guy known for big plays. 1st and 10 now at midfield. On the ground, the drive handing off to Alvin Redding out of Rice, 5'11", 216-pounder. Rusty Russell makes the tackle. The big man on that front line out of South Carolina.
Right now, I think Orlando has regrouped a little bit. As you know, in this game, it's a big scoring game. Three drives, three plays, and a touchdown on both sides. But I think Orlando is pretty much stabilized themselves, and now they're starting to play fundamental football. Russell had some stops in the NFL with Philadelphia and the Raiders.
Detroit, 2nd down and 8 from the 23 of the Predators. 14-7 Orlando. LaFrance in motion. Schleister gonna keep the 20, the 15, and wrapped up inside the 15 at the 13-yard line. Art Schleister, for all his mobility, doesn't run the football much. He scored 3 touchdowns on the ground, but take a look, only 8 rushes, 13 yards. Hart makes the tackle here.
This is where Art shows you that he has eyes in the back of his head. Here he pump fakes, he comes out, he gives you the old hip move. He moves one way, goes the other, and then he breaks forward, breaks to the right of the screen, and watch how he drops right before he gets hit. That's experience right there, folks.
Pardon me, picks up 10 yards in the carry and wants a timeout. Schleister out of Ohio State University says, give me a break after that one. It's 1st and 10 for the drive. They trail by 7 when we return with Arena Football on Prime Network.
Put on on a pair of Bike Compression Performance Support Shorts and find out why they're the choice of some of the world's best athletes and leagues, including the NBA, NHL, NFL, Major League Baseball, and now Arena Football. Work out just one time in CPS's and you won't believe the protection and support you get.
Designed really in a way for a preventative type of measure.
Go for it in Bike Compression Performance Support Shorts. Now available in authentic Zubaz prints.
Art Schleister visiting with Tim Markham. Schleister having another big season after being the MVP last year. He's second in the league in yardage and passing with 573 behind the singing quarterback of Albany, Tom Porras. We'll catch Porras in his tune next week. And you notice Collier third there in yardage. And look at the other numbers, 10 TD passes for Schleister. Collier and Porras right behind him with 9 apiece. Bill Land and Tony Hill with you in Orlando. The Predators leading the drive 14-7, but Detroit on the move. McClay in motion. First and 10 from the 13. It is behind the receiver. Went off the pads, but he was out of bounds. And it'll be ruled as an incompletion intended for Dwayne Dixon.
For you fans out there, if Dwayne Dixon would have been in bounds when that ball hit the sideline or hit the wall, that would have been a good reception. Here's a look at it right here. Schleister tries to throw a timing pass, trying to throw it with the defensive back's head turned, and if Dwayne Dixon would have been in bounds and that ball hits the wall and comes back in play, in bounds, that's a good play in this league.
Second down and 10 from the 13 for the drive. McClay and Dixon to the left, now 3 receivers on that side. Schleister to McClay, he is wrapped hard. It'll be ruled an incompletion inside the 5. Oh, wow. Rockmore really rocked him on that one.
Oh, he rocked him all right. That's why they call us a 50-yard indoor war, because of the type of hits that exist in this league. Schleister laid this one up a little too long. He should have probably fired this one. I'm sure McClay wished he had him, and Rockmore comes on and lays the hit on him.
Tony, as a receiver, what's it like to know that you're in such close quarters and there's always someone around, even if you got him beaten badly?
Well, as I mentioned to you before, the worst thing in the world is to drop a ball, because you're going to get hit regardless. I mean, that's the worst feeling in the world. That's the worst feeling I've ever experienced.
Third and 10 in the end zone, incomplete. Looking for LaFrance again. He has the Detroit score, and Schleister hit hard by Campbell in the backfield. Boy, Art Schleister on just about every play has taken a big hit.
Yeah, Orlando's picking it up. They're picking up the rush. You see, Schleister's not having very much time, and he may be letting the ball go a little premature. He's letting it go a little early before the receivers can make their move and finally get open.
And now for the field goal attempt. Just shy of the 20. 28.5-yarder for Novo Bojovic. 8-yard end zones in Arena Football. Bojovic's kick is no good. So Bojovic cannot hit the field goal, and he continues to struggle in the field goal category. He came in 1 of 7. This is a 29-yarder here. And for an experienced kicker, he's got him shaking his head.
Well, he's not accustomed to missing those. He's hit 56-yard field goals in order to give them an opportunity to win last week's game.
Ball will come out to the 5-yard line. It'll be first and 10 following the missed field goal. Tough to win on the road in this league. Detroit found it out last week when they had to go down to the last second to nip Albany, a very good home team up at Knickerbocker Arena in front of 11,000. And Orlando feeling that with a few more weeks to prepare, being an expansion franchise and on their home turf, they've got a shot here tonight, and they lead it by 7. Ball ruled complete. Thought it might have bounced before it got to the receiver.
Well, if it didn't, that was a great hands by Herky Walls.
Yeah.
He picked that ball off his shoestring over there. We call that a shoestring catch. It looks like it's an incomplete pass. We're calling it an incomplete pass.
Herky Walls coming in tonight and had a big one of 35 yards to tack onto that, so that'll improve that league-leading 19 yards per catch average.
And one of the things that Coach Moss was concerned about last time they played, being Detroit a 4-year team. They've been together for about 4 years, and Orlando being an expansion team and maybe together 4 months.
Second down and 10, and up the middle they go. Fullback carrying on the possession. Keith Williams out of Clemson, 6'3", 245. Dixon makes the tackle. Williams been averaging 3.2 per carry, long of 9 this year. Has yet to get in the end zone. Dixon making the stop. It'll set up a 3rd and 7 for Collier and Orlando. And the crowd has quieted down just a bit here in Orlando. Predators scored in the final seconds of the first period. Then The France came back for Detroit and countered by Walls. This time, first down as he hits the wide out on the play as Randall makes the tackle. Moore.
Well, there was some good up-front blocking by Orlando's offensive line. Watch him pick up all the blitz. Collier has time to throw the ball. And a great catch by Moore, and Moore makes a few moves, but he's going to learn, as I've said before, to go north and south and not east and west in this game because you could get your lights knocked out in this game.
Moore makes the reception. Just signed before last week's ball game and comes in, makes the big interception return here tonight, and now a key play there to set up a first down for Orlando. Timeout is called with 3:48 remaining in the second period. The Predators leading the drive 14-7. See, Perry Moss not happy about something.
Well, Perry Moss is really concerned about how his team is going to play up front. He's talking to his quarterback, saying, let's take advantage of the opportunities we have. Let's keep the ball underneath, and when the opportunity presents itself, let's let it go. One of the things that they had to experience, or one of the things they're experiencing, they're playing against a team that's been together for 4 years. They're undoubtedly the best team in the league, and they're a team, an expansion team that's been together for 4 months. The first time they played them, they had 2 weeks to prepare for them, along with 2 weeks of training camp, which is very difficult to play against a team of a championship caliber team.
And we'll take a look at some season numbers to give you an idea that both these teams strong offensively. As you look at the points scored down there, the fourth thing, 43 points a game for Detroit, Orlando 38. Points allowed, though, has been the problem. The Orlando defense has not been as strong as its offense. And Detroit, on the other hand, that is the best in the league for points allowed at 27. So even in a high-scoring outfit like arena football, defense is important. First and 10 now for Orlando with 3:48 to go. Predators lead in the first half, 14-7. Walls in motion, flag thrown. Collier going for Walls. Rule a touchdown. Let's see which way the penalty goes.
Tigers pass complete to number 22, Early Walls. And a flag on the play. Flag on the play. Illegal motion.
It'll come back.
Against the Predators.
It looks like it was a legal motion. Here, Reggie did a good job by staying in the pocket. He had plenty of time to throw the ball. He laid it up there. Herky made a great catch over there because that was a shoestring catch. But there was an illegal motion on the play.
Remember, with the illegal motion, you see guys going forward in this league. As long as you start off moving parallel to the line of scrimmage, you can then go forward. Yeah, your first step has to be to the side, though.
Generally, illegal motion is when only one man can be in motion on offense. When more than one man is in motion, that's what happens.
Pitch comes, and Williams pulls his way for a yard or two before Tate Randall brings him down.
Williams, number 15, on the carry.
Fleming also there for Detroit.
Stopped at the 18.
And it'll be a second down situation. Moore down. Scored the first touchdown of the ball game for Orlando. Ryan Moore out of Florida A&M.
Looks shaken up here.
3:06 to go in the half. Orlando 14, Detroit 7. As Moore is up on his own power now, will be helped off the field.
One of the players on Detroit's team, Billy Harris, gave Orlando a lot of problems last week. It looked like there's several players hurt. Even Herky Walls is down. He might be a little tired. He's grabbing his knee. We'll see what's wrong. He could be exhausted. He's run a lot of deep routes, and he's going both ways. This is a tough league.
Columnist here in Orlando said there's a little bit of everything in this sport, from volleyball going off the nets, basketball with the transition from offense to defense, hockey with the boards, football with the kicking and the natural passing of the game. Second down and 9. Collier, complete to Collins. I think he got the first down. Yes, he did. At the 22-yard line of Detroit, as McClain made the tackle on Tony Collins.
Boy, Detroit's bringing everything but the kitchen sink on Reggie Collier, and Orlando's offensive line picked it up real well. Here, watch Eric Anderson come through. A great pickup. Collier stands in the pocket tall and strong and makes a great play and a great pass.
Tony Collins, one-time star with the New England Patriots out of East Carolina. 8 years in the National Football League. First and 10. And this is complete to Walls. He jitterbugs, got a block at the 10 and knocked out of bounds. Oh, my goodness, what a player this Walls is.
Hey, you look, he's taking dancing lessons from I don't know who. What a move, what a catch.
He ain't gonna take any guff off those other guys either.
Walls is probably the smallest guy on the field, and he's giving these guys the most gruff on the field. Here's Collier standing tall in the pocket. He hits Walls on a hook pattern. He gives him the old arm move, and here goes McClay, knocks him to the sideline, and boom, he stretches it out for another few more yards.
Walls, his second reception, had the 35-yarder for a score. This one for 12. It sets up first down and goal. Walls again. He is slammed into the wall. Inside the 5, and McClay is there.
That's one of the times I think Walls does not want to see any Walls. He makes a great catch going across the middle, and there's just no more room to go to make one of them herky-jerky moves, as in Herky Walls. There he is taking a look at the wall, and McClay just slams him into the wall. Well, watch this hit by McClay right to the head. Ugh, what a shot.
Woo. Second down and goal. Off the bar and incomplete.
That could have been a good play, folks.
Yeah, would have been a completion if he grabs it. Nothing is in play. Anderson, the intended receiver. Tate Randall covering on the play. And now a timeout.
Hey, any ball hitting the net is live. The kicking team can score a touchdown out of the opponent's net. So anytime that ball hits the net, it's a live ball. Here's another look at it. Orlando's giving Reggie a little time now. Reggie lets the ball go. A little out of Anderson's arms, but here it comes off the net. He kicks it with his foot and almost makes the play.
These two teams have been the stars of the league so far. You take a look at the weekly MVPs. Reggie Collier in the opening week was 7 TD passes. LaFrance was 6 TDs for Detroit in the second week against Orlando. And then Schleister last week, who had the game-winning score on the ground with time running out in Albany. All right, here's a chance for Collier and Curtis Starr. Third down and goal to go from the 4 for the Predators. Collins hit hard in the Tate Randall out of Texas Tech, 6'1", 205. Laid a pretty good hit that time on Tony Collins.
Well, Tony Collins should be fortunate. If Tate Randall would have just looked up, he might still be running. The ball was thrown right in his arms, and he elected to go after Collins. Here's another look at it. Watch Randall break on the ball, and look where that ball is where Randall comes. All he's got to do is grab that ball and continue running.
He seemed to, though, make the safe play, Tony, saying, hey, I'm not going to give up a score in a gamble to get one at the other end.
Well, yeah, he was banking that Collins was going to make the play, but you got to keep your eyes open. But Tate Randall's a big player. He's the kind of guy he's led the league in interceptions, and he's used to making those plays. And we're accustomed to seeing him make those plays.
Plocky on the 19-yard field goal attempt. Yes, indeed, it is good. So Plocky hits from 19 yards, and Orlando moves out to a 10-point lead. 44 seconds remaining in the first half, and it's Orlando with a 17-7 lead.
Coach Moss was talking about his kicking game. They got to improve snaps. They got to improve their coverage. They got to break there with a high snap.
What a different scene for Perry Moss in his ball club from when he had a rude homecoming to Detroit last week, where he led the drive to another title, their third in a row. They were getting hammered 2 weeks ago at the half, and then the thing was sealed when Detroit came out and blew them away early in the third quarter. Tonight it's Orlando holding the upper hand by 10. Moss 21-5 as a coach in arena football. Last year Detroit went 6-2 in the regular season. Here's Tim Markham, who took Detroit to a couple of titles in 88 and 89, also won a championship in Denver in 87.
Well, Coach Moss said he feels a lot more comfortable playing Detroit here in Orlando. He says he thinks that Detroit is in a class by themselves, and in order for them to be even in the game, they've got to play perfect, or almost perfect, and I think they're doing a very good job right now.
Plocky boots it off. And it goes through, and will come out to the 5-yard line. The Orlando scoring drive, 13 plays, required 5:02 to go 40 yards, and Plocky caps it off with a 19-yarder. He's 1 for 4 tonight on the field goals. There is Plocky out of Maryland, 5'8", 160-pounder. Had a good percentage of field goal kicking coming in tonight. He's 4 of 7. Well, the 1 of 4 will hurt that some. Extra points, 8 of 13 for 20 points, and stacked on 5 points to that total tonight for 25 on the year. Schleister on first down. the end zone, unloads, intercepted. It is Hart, Darryl Hart, the interception, and Orlando with 34 seconds to go has a chance to get another score.
If Schlichter threw that ball, he knew it was a no-no. You just don't throw the ball cross field and you float it. Hart had plenty of time. We could have came out the stands to make that interception. Here you go. Schlichter makes a great move. I mean, he gives himself time. The line is doing a great job. He looks one way, looks the other way, but here you go. He just floats the ball off his back foot. That's the worst thing a quarterback can do. Here you go. Take a look at it. He's falling back when he just lets it go up in the air. And here Hart's got a time to read a book and make this play.
Do you think at that point, as he was throwing it, he was just trying to get it out of bounds? Or do you think he was actually trying to make the completion?
I don't know. Looking at his expression, he knows that he didn't give whatever he did, he didn't give it enough. He didn't give it enough.
Because he's in a difficult situation trying to avoid the safety. If he eats the football, he gives up 2 points.
You just don't throw off your back foot.
Now he might have given up 7. First and 10 for the Predators with 34 seconds to go in the half. Collier got a man. Inside the 5, no signal for the score. Bumped out of bounds at the 2-yard line.
Boy, Tommy Myers was like Christian Okoye in that move. He just ran over everybody. Just used brute strength.
Perry Moss says, how much time? 22.9 seconds, Perry. As Myers gets congratulations.
Collier makes this play work. Here you see Collier faking the pitch. No one went for it. He drops back and he gives himself time to make the play happen. And then you watch Mr. Myers make a great catch. Well, make a very good catch, but just run over, power move. Watch him run over this guy Evans and gets 3 or 4 more yards at that.
And for Myers, that's his first reception of the year. And he gives Detroit a 1st and goal to go at the, move it actually to the 1-yard line.
Well, I tell you what, Myers is a big back. I bet David Evans was thinking about, man, how large is this guy? We don't see backs this size in any kind of league.
17 yards on the play, and what a great reception for the first one this season for Tommy Myers. And I'll tell you what, Detroit not used to being in this position. Down 10, half running out. Predators looking for more. And again, as in 2 weeks ago, where Detroit won due to mistakes and taking advantage of Orlando mistakes, Orlando has taken an interception back for a touchdown and now trying to turn an interception into a score. Collier on 1st and goal, nothing doing. Clock still moving. They still got a timeout and they finally call it. But the clock, they wasted a good, 6 seconds before they got the clock stopped there.
Well, they went to the #1 rusher, Reggie Collier.
You see Collier down the list there, averaging 3.4 per carry, but has got 5 touchdowns on the ground. We'll see Bradford out of Tampa Bay next week, and look at that, 6.2 per carry. That's phenomenal for arena football rushing yardage.
Well, you look at that in an NFL or standard football, you double that amount. And so you're looking at a 12-yard average per carry.
All right, Orlando out of timeouts now. What do you do play calling wise here, Tony? You got a 2nd down and goal to go from the 1.5. You got 13.8 seconds to go. You can't afford to run it again, can you?
Well, if you ran it, you'd definitely go to number 32, Myers, by the way, that he ran over that guy. But I think I'd put it in the air right now. I think that's their best chance. Reggie's got the ability, if no one's open, to hold on to the ball and take it in the end zone himself. Similar to the same thing that Art Schlichter did last week.
And remind you, you don't have the full end zone here. The corners are cut off due to the pads. Anything off those pads in the end zone is in play, though. Collier. Incomplete to Collins. Covering on the play, Tate Randall.
Well, Fleming and Reddick made a big play. They didn't give Collier any time to throw that ball. They came in there full speed, and Tate made a great play. But you watch, as soon as Collier lets that ball, here comes Reddick, and then you'll see Fleming's coming from the outside. It's good defensive play by Tate Randall.
All right, 10.1 seconds to go as you look at it one more time. 3rd down, you could throw it again here if it's incomplete. Then you can run or throw on 4th down.
I'd go for it.
You'd run here?
I'd pass it.
Pass here.
I'm a receiver.
Should have known. 3rd down.
Oh.
Intercepted? No. Incomplete. Intended for Collins again. Randall was there covering.
Oh, I bet Randall wish he can get that one again. He was there in perfect position, and Collier put it right in his arms. And here you go. Watch Randall here. It just hit his fingertips and went out of bounds.
And now Plocky comes on. They're not going to go for it. They're going to try the field goal attempt, or it appears. Doesn't mean they can't fake it. Beretta, the backup quarterback, will be the holder on the play, Larry Beretta. So it's not like they couldn't throw on it. This Plocky is 1 for 4. This is a 17-yard attempt. Plocky just a few moments ago hit a 19-yard. Beretta with a hold. He fumbles. Plocky's got to do something now. To Beretta. Touchdown, Orlando!
Oh, what a play!
Set-up play?
Well, all I know is that Plocky might be asking for more money in his contract.
Plocky to Beretta, the quarterback and holder. Look at that reception. Now remember, that is at the exact point, I believe, in the end zone. You can't be out of bounds there.
That's right.
The wall is in the
kept
end
him
zone.
in play.
This is the only arena in the league with that situation.
We're talking about the rebound effect.
And Plocky then hits the point after. What a night for Plocky. And this place is roaring.
Well, I wonder what Coach Moss is going to say.
What action. We'll take another look. It's 24-7 Orlando.
Well, one of the biggest problems that Moss was talking about was their special team, the kicking game. They're not throwing the ball. And here, Plocky makes it a great play, great catch. And there is a great concentration, and thanks to that wall.
Orlando with Plocky to Beretta for the score. And Plocky with a point after. 24-7 at intermission.
If you own a trailer, please listen carefully. Does your tow vehicle suffer from bashed-in license plate or dents and dings from hitching up by yourself? Did you ever have someone help you back up your trailer only to wish they'd have told you to stop sooner? Now there's a better way. With the Tadpole trailer alignment device, you can hook up by yourself in minutes with no hassle. Tadpole assembles in seconds, and once attached, simply use the pole as a guide to center the trailer from side to side. When the pole moves, you've gone far enough. Unstrap the Tadpole and lower your hitch. It's as simple as that. No more dents, dings, or guesswork, and it stores conveniently, ready to use again. The Tadpole can also be used on vehicles without rear vision by extending the Tadpole out to the side. Horse trailers, boat trailers, utility trailers to campers. The Tadpole attaches to almost any trailer in seconds. To order, call toll-free 1-800-486-2456, extension 10. Just $19.95 plus $3 shipping and handling. Order today and start getting hitched. It's easy with the new Tadpole trailer alignment device.
This show has tennis written all over it. Weekly updates on the pros, highlights of major matches, plus special features, tips. The Tennis Magazine Show. Everything the enthusiast would dream for in a half-hour magazine.
He was named Athlete of the Decade for redefining excellence in hockey. Now available for the first time in home video, a collection of the greatest moments of his career. Wayne Gretzky, Above and Beyond.
It was religious for me. I never missed. It was like that was my enjoyment in life.
He wouldn't go around saying, well, I'm the best, I'm going to be the best. But he always just wanted to be the best.
Gretzky, he shoots, he scores! The National Hockey League's most valuable player, Wayne Gretzky. The Edmonton Oilers have won the Stanley Cup. Gretzky has pulverized another National Hockey League record.
Promise Miss, I wouldn't do this.
To order your copy for $19.95 plus tax, shipping, and handling, call 1-800-654-0700 now.
Welcome back to the War on the Floor, arena football in Orlando. And what a first half we've had here with the hometown expansion Predators putting on the defending champion Detroit Drive 24-7. Welcome back, everyone. Bill Land and Tony Hill with you, and what excitement here, particularly the way the half ended.
Well, this has been a heck of an evening right here. Plenty of excitement. It seemed like it was Detroit doing the same thing last week. And as a result, Orlando's playing great football. They're eliminating the turnovers, and they're having a great game right now.
And such a defensive struggle in the first quarter, and all of a sudden things turned around with the interception return by Moore, and then Detroit really struggled and looked a little shook up at the end of the second period.
What a key thing in the game they played 2 weeks ago was turnovers, costly turnovers. Orlando fumbled the ball on the 5-yard line and the 12-yard line, and as a result, they lost the game because of that. This week, they've eliminated the turnovers. They're playing pretty fundamental sound football, and they're putting pressure on Art Schlichter.
Well, as we mentioned earlier, Detroit is coming off that exciting come-from-behind win in Albany, led by quarterback Art Schlichter, one of the outstanding athletes from this past week. The Little Caesars' most valuable player from Week 3 is none other than quarterback Art Schlichter of the Detroit Drive. Schlichter, the former Ohio State star, threw for 191 yards and 1 touchdown. He also ran for 2 more scores, including the game winner that came on the last play of the game, giving the Drive a 43-42 victory over Albany in Albany. The Iron Man Award for this week went to Milton Barney of the New Orleans Knight. Barney won the award for the second time in 3 weeks for obvious reasons. He had 3 kickoff returns for 56 yards. He rushed for a touchdown. And he caught 9 passes for 83 yards and another touchdown while recording 5 tackles on defense, proving why he is this week's Iron Man of the Week. What action tonight here in Orlando. The Predators lead it 24-7 at intermission over the defending champion and unbeaten Detroit Drive. We'll be back to talk to Steve Spurrier from the University of Florida in a moment.
Pretty ball. It's gonna be a belly wagger. Whoa! Good night now. Turn out the
light. Little Caesars Cheeser. Not 1 but 2 pizzas loaded with cheese and up to 5 toppings for $8.98.
Cheeser.
Now you can draw the roundest circles. Perfect straight lines in any direction, even complicated geometric patterns. Perfect every time with the amazing rolling ruler. The secret tool of architects and draftsmen has 2 tire-like gripping rollers that keep the rolling ruler level as it speeds across your work. The special meter automatically indicates the distance between your lines. The rolling ruler makes professional-looking office forms, charts, graphs, school projects come alive. Do geometry and trig faster and easier. Craftspeople find it irresistible. Dress patterns can be altered to any size. The handyman will love the built-in protractor for perfect angles or make beautiful curves and long straight lines that go on and on. Call for Rolling Ruler at this toll-free number now. Simply insert your pencil into any hole and roll straight lines, parallel lines. Insert 2 pencils and roll curves, arcs, and circles instantly. Redecorate like a professional. Replan your lawn and garden to perfect scale. Get results you'll be proud of. Kids love it just for doodling. Rolling Ruler is only $12.98. Call now. You'll also receive the amazing Pantograph. Copy your favorite photos, cartoons, or designs to any size in just minutes. Finish with the confidence of a real artist. You'll impress yourself. Call this number now. You get the Rolling Ruler and the amazing Pantograph for only $12.98. Order now.
Welcome back. Halftime in Orlando in Arena football. The Predators lead the Detroit Drive 24-7. We're glad to have with us here at intermission Steve Spurrier, the head football coach at the University of Florida. Must have some mixed feelings tonight. Of course, you're a Floridian. You want to see the good guys win here in Orlando. But on the other hand, Tim Markham used to be a coach on your staff. He's coaching Detroit. Dwayne Dixon having a big night tonight, and he is a coach on your staff.
Well, that's right, Bill. Tim was our linebacker coach last year, went and coached in the World League. Now he's coaching arena ball. We call him a year-round ball coach. Dwayne Dixon is our wide receiver coach. And like Dwayne said the other day, he said some guys like to play golf, some like to play tennis in the summer. I like to play football. So we allow him to go ahead and play with the Detroit team in the arena ball.
Well, that's kind of unusual, and I know Tim Markham has said there's only one guy that lets somebody do that, and that's Steve Spurrier.
Well, Timmy's a fine friend of mine, and we enjoyed being together last year at Florida, and I wish him the very best.
What do you think of this? Just your first time to see it in person?
Well, that's right, Bill. I've watched it on television a lot, and one of my former quarterbacks, Ben Bennett, of course, has played 2 or 3 years, but it's very exciting. I tell you what, they need to get some bigger offensive linemen. These quarterbacks are taking some hard hits out here. Sort of makes me shudder every time they go back to pass.
Well said for a former QB. For our Sunshine Network viewers and Florida fans around the country, how good will the Gators be this year?
Bill, we've got a chance to be very good. We return a lot of linemen, 4 on offense. 3 of the 4 on defense will be senior returning starters. Shane Matthews, the player of the year in the SEC, should really play well. So we've got a chance. We're not a lot better than our competition, Tennessee, Alabama, Auburn, Georgia, FSU. It's a demanding schedule, but we've got a chance to have an outstanding year.
Good luck, and thanks for your time tonight, Steve.
Thank you, Bill.
Steve Spurrier from University of Florida, head football coach, our guest at halftime. We'll be back with a look at stats and highlights in just a moment.
The instructional video they're all talking about, teaching the mechanics of the Major League Swing. Jack Stallings, head coach at Georgia Southern College and representative of the IBA, the governing body of the International Amateur Baseball Association, calls it great photography, easy to understand, well organized, and thoroughly covers the essential aspects of hitting. The Houston Chronicle says it's a fantastic study of hitting. Houston Baptist College baseball coach Ricky Witt calls it the best, most concise approach to hitting I've come across in 15 years. Developed by professional hitting instructor Tommy Mansky at Orlando's Baseball World, this tape features demonstrations by Houston Astros All-Star Glenn Davis and instruction in freeze frame and slow-mo analysis with an outstanding drill section.
Hi, I'm Glenn Davis. I'm so impressed with this teaching video by Tommy Mansky that I've given it my complete endorsement. And when you watch it, you'll see why.
Teaching the mechanics of the Major League Swing makes a perfect gift for players and coaches at all levels. Credit card orders will be shipped immediately by priority mail. So call toll-free now, 1-800-768-1970. Follow America's top amateur athletes all the way to Olympic gold on Prime Network. All summer, we'll canvass the nation looking for tomorrow's superstars. Experience the intense competition as these young sportsmen challenge the world with their talent. The excitement of track and field, the grace of gymnastics, and the fervor of swimming and diving. It's all here as Olympic hopefuls compete on Prime Network. This summer, look down the barrel of a tennis cannon before it explodes. Witness the display of aggression as tennis giants plan for precision. And step between the lines with courtside kings as they fight for what they believe in. Game, set, and match. This summer, be there with Prime Network for the best of ATP and Virginia Slims tennis. Available on most Prime affiliates.
24-7 is our halftime score. Orlando on top of Detroit here in Arena Football in Orlando, Florida. Welcome back, everyone, on Prime Network. I'm Bill Dan, along with Tony Hill. We'll have a chance to take a look at the highlights. And this thing started a little slow, Tony, but boy, it built in a hurry.
Well, I'll tell you what, there's been some big plays today. Obviously, Orlando has stepped up and made some big plays. And obviously, our Sleeves, you can never count them out. Detroit has been here before. They've been down before, and you can count on them coming back the second half.
Orlando opened the scoring with an interception return for a touchdown, and then Detroit with Schleister going to LaFrance for 36 yards.
Here's Schleister shows a great deal of patience. He lays the ball up to a streaking George LaFrance, and he makes a great over-the-shoulder catch for a touchdown.
Kick was good, tied at 7. Then, with 10:15 to go in the half, Orlando countered with just a sensational play by Walls on the reception end of a 35-yard play.
This was a great play. This play was designed for Reggie to get outside of the tackle and throw it across the field. And then Herky Walls does it all by himself. He goes downfield and he gives these guys what you call the spindle move. Here you go. Here's one foot. Now you don't see it again. And he takes it in for a touchdown. An excellent move.
And a little showtime.
A little showtime. Here it comes.
And then finally, he didn't know he was going to be upstage to end the half. Beretta on, well, they're blocking on for the field goal attempt. Beretta mishandles the snap, and he receives for the score.
Yeah, Coach Moss calls this great training. You know, player heads up play by the players, and of course, he taught them everything they know.
And what a pass by Blocky. You think his teammates won't hear the end of that?
I just wonder how many times did they practice this?
Here are the numbers. First downs, not much to yell about. Yards passing. The Predators with 97 to Detroit 63. Rushing 22-10 Detroit. Turnovers, the big key, though. Detroit with a couple.
Well, that's a big difference. As I mentioned to you earlier before, last time they played, Orlando had all the turnovers. This time, they're creating all the turnovers.
And in this case, of course, last week, Orlando was a team that had trouble holding on to a lead. They got up early against the victims last week, and yet Columbus came back to make it a ball game.
Yeah, Major Harris made that a terrific game. If we'll understand, Major Harris is going to be an asset to this league.
We'll take a brief break. We'll be back with the second half kickoff. Orlando leading at 24-7 over the Detroit Drive.
In a pro football league that throws the football 70% of the time, having the best throwing football available is critical. That's why Arena Football has switched to the outstanding new Spalding Ironman football. The Spalding Ironman features an innovative new spiral balance system that counterweights the lace, assuring a perfect spiral when properly thrown. Spalding is proud to be the official football of Arena Football, the 50-yard indoor war. Throw a perfect pass with the Spalding Ironman football. Speed. Each second is critical. Acceleration. Each move determines a champion. Discover the real story behind the race with This Weekend Kart, the Chevrolet Motorsports Hour, AMA Championship Motocross, Indy Car World, and This Weekend NASCAR. It's every fan's dream, every racer's obsession. Thursday nights on Prime Network, available on most Prime affiliates.
How do you improve your golf game? You start by learning and maintaining a consistent, proper swing. That's why Mark Brooks, PGA Tour professional, developed and patented Swing Track. For the first time, any golfer, regardless of age or handicap, can feel a proper golf swing. Use Swing Track on the practice range and your muscle memory will give you dramatic results on the course. Use Swing Track. The pros do.
I think it's a device that'll help every player, even the pros.
It really helped me to understand how important it is to keep your arms soft throughout the backswing and the downswing.
I've used the Swing Track, and it's been very beneficial to my game, and I really believe that it could help yours.
I recommend the use of Swing Track, along with consultation with your PGA professional.
To order your Swing Track and free video, have your credit card ready and call 1-800-321-7300. Call 1-800-321-7300 now.
It's Ironman football and arena football here in Orlando, Florida. We're at Orlando Arena for the start of the second half between the Predators and the Detroit Drive. Orlando leading 24-7. Welcome back. Bill and Tony Hill with you as Blocky, the hero to end the first half, kicks it off to the Drive. McClay, the 10, the 15, and net tackled just shy of the 20-yard line. And what a hit it was by Keith Smith. UTEP 6'4", 265.
Oh, McClay wish LaFrance would have just made a block here. He might have went a long ways. Here LaFrance gets in his way, but he doesn't make the block, and boom. McClay pays for that, huh? I bet he'll tap LaFrance on the shoulder and say, hey, look, buddy, I'll block for you, you block for me.
First and 10 for Schleister and company. Let's see how they react. Going deep. And that's how they react. Touchdown drive. Gary Mullen with a score.
And this guy's been quiet all day. And he's an MVP. He's all-league last year. First-team all-league wide receiver. And here, Schleister gives a pump fake and just lays it up with excellent touch. Excellent touch. As I mentioned it before, Detroit is never out this game. They've been here before, and they are big-time players.
So the first half ends with a touchdown. The second half starts with a touchdown of 31 yards. Mullen getting his third TD of the year from Schleister. Here's Bojovic. Adams on the hold, and the kick is good. And just in case Orlando had any ideas that this one was going to get out of hand, we look at some extracurricular.
You know who that was between? That was between McClay and obviously Keith Williams, the guy who made that hit on him on that kickoff.
Less than a minute into the first half, and there's the young man, Gary Mullen, out of West Virginia, that scores on this 31-yard touchdown.
This is a well-thrown ball, and again, off his back leg, and here it is. He floats it up for a touchdown, a great pass. But you can't keep throwing the ball off your back leg, and Schleister's already showed you that once.
And it makes it 24-14 as Schleister gets his 12th TD pass of the year.
That's why he's number one, or he's been the all-league and the MVP of the league last year.
Mullen's second league in receiving with 227 yards. He's averaging 18.9 per reception and gets his third touchdown of the season.
Well, can you imagine having a tandem of Mullen and LaFrance as a quarterback? I think I'd like to go out there and throw to these guys.
Kind of like the Smurfs, and of course Detroit's offense based on Mouse Davis and the run and shoot type thing. Bojovic ready to kick it off now. 14:02 to go in the third. It's 24-14 Orlando. That kind of takes care of that last second touchdown for the Predators to end the first half.
Let's talk about scoring in a hurry.
This one a little short. Walls at the 3. 10, 15, and brought down near the 20-yard line. The Detroit scoring drive, well, Detroit scoring play, one play, 31 yards, Schleister to Mullen. And it's 24-14 as Orlando. And let's see what they do on their first possession and what changes they might make. Because their defense has really keyed this football game. You see 24 points for them, but one was scored by the defense, the other was set up by the defense. On the pitch out, Tommy Meyer. Nice run, picks up nearly 10 yards himself. In fact, it will be a first down inside Detroit territory at the 19.5-yard line. Tate Randall finally stopped it.
A lot of good blocking on that play. The receivers got in there and made some blocking downfield, and Tommy Myers, a bruiser back, a big back who's averaging 8 yards to carry this game, is running the ball real well. We'll probably see that play a lot more often.
6'3", 235 out of Purdue. First and 10. Collier to Collier. Trying to find some room and jumps forward to the 15. Got 4 on the play.
Number 33, Tony Collins.
And Mullen. Randall there to make the tackle for the drive. This is the only game tonight in arena football. 3 games on tap tomorrow. Dallas at Tampa Bay in a battle of 2-1s. Albany at Columbus, and Denver against New Orleans in the Crescent City. And don't forget, next week here on Prime Network, we'll have Albany at Tampa Bay down at the Suncoast Dome in St. Petersburg. Second down and 6 for the Predators. Grimes in motion. Collier in trouble and sacked at the 19-yard line. A loss of at least 6 on the play, maybe 5, as Collier brought down.
Well, they're coming full speed at you. Relk's doing a spin move. Here comes Corker from the top, and boom, Reggie didn't have time to throw the ball. I have a feeling you're going to probably see some screens or some draws pretty soon, the way these guys are coming full speed at Orlando.
John Corker getting his 3rd sack tonight, his 4th of the year. Breathe a little heavy, Big John. 3rd and 11 for Collier and crew. Collins, no. Randall nearly picked it off.
Collier for Collins.
Well, Collier had a lot of time, and Collins almost had the reception, and so did Tate. Tate made a good play coming across, and that's why he's so well respected in the league.
Randall led the Arena Football League with interceptions with 7.
Section 236 upstairs and give you another shot.
Here's a look at it. Collins almost makes the play, but he just can't regain his momentum and go backwards to make that catch.
Randall's 2nd team All-League pick a year ago. Runs a feed store in San Marcos, Texas. For the field goal attempt by Plocky of 36 yards, and it is good. So Orlando manages to come back and tack up 3 in answering that touchdown by Detroit, and makes it a 27-14 ball game.
speed, the chase for the checker. It's a constant struggle.
Tight running, inches apart, just working those bumpers.
For a racer to be first, he's got to be the fastest.
Checkered flag is about to be waved.
At the Watkins Glen 150. Live Saturday at 2 Eastern on Prime Network. Available on most Prime affiliates.
Sit.
It's not simply a game. It's an era of fitness, health, muscle development, body toning, beauty, and power. It's the era of solar flex. Become a part of it. Call anytime for a free brochure.
Welcome back to Orlando Arena in Orlando, Florida, as the Drive leading at 33, or the Predators, I should say, leading at 33-26 in a back and forth second half action. Bill Land and Tony Hill with you, and easy to make a mistake on who scored last in this one, isn't it, Tony?
Well, I feel like I'm in the Olympics as fast as these guys are running up and down the field.
Davy Johnson, who's the chairman of the board and one of the owners of this franchise, going to slip in here and join us here in Orlando.
Well, you can't ask for a better game. A tremendous offensive performance on both teams. Both quarterbacks are playing exceptionally well, and the teams are making up for the play.
Bojovic will kick it off for the Drive. Deep is Walls. Takes it off the net and the bounce. And Walls in big trouble, steps in the end zone. I think he stepped out of bounds, though, first. And as a result, Orlando will be pinned inside its own 2-yard line.
Whoa, somebody took a shot on that play. You're talking about Iron Man football. If this guy can get up and walk back to the huddle, he's got to be in great shape.
Take another look here at Walls. As this one bounces right over his head, Tony.
Watch this hit, though. Here, boom. I think Walls likes that move, that spindle move.
All right, Orlando on offense, trailing, or they're leading 33-26 with 3:10 to go in the third period. Collier, 1st and 10, and flags are thrown everywhere. I'd like to welcome Davy Johnson, the former Mets manager, with us, and we will do so in just a moment as we get the officials' call. Illegal procedure. And the scoring drive for Detroit, not too hard to keep track of this one. One play, 32 yards, Schleister to Mullen. Well, Davey, you don't need any more excitement, do you, these days?
No, but I tell you, this is forget arena football. This is just dang good football, and a lot of good hitting, a lot of good plays, and it's a lot of good defense.
First down and 12 to go following the penalty. Flags are thrown. The play will go, though. Collier, plenty of time. He's got a man. Incomplete at the 10-yard line of Detroit as McClay broke it up. And hanging around Brian Moore, the intended receiver, who scored the first touchdown of the night on an interception. McClay and Randall were there.
Folks, I've never seen a route like this before. Moore runs what you call a double post. He breaks to the post, he breaks to the corner, then he breaks to the post again, and Reggie lays it up. He just broke too much into the middle, and whoa, he takes a shot for going across the field like that. If he would have stayed right up the middle, he had the defensive back turned around, that could have been a touchdown.
Davey, how much of arena football had you seen before you decided to invest in this league?
Well, I guess I saw about 3 or 4 games on TV, and I couldn't quite figure out the rules. But I love the game of football, so any kind of football is interesting to me.
Well, join the crowd. You got to pay attention here. Collier after the penalty, and it is complete out to the 15-yard line. That'll be good for a Predator first down, and then a late hit also on the play.
Here's a real penalty. Grimes just leveled McClay. He just leveled him.
Anderson on the reception, and then they'll sort it out.
Oh, there's definitely a penalty on that play.
Roughing the quarterback, number 50, defense. Personal foul, under roughness, offense. The penalty is offset, replay.
I think Grimes is trying to let McClay know that, hey, I didn't like that hit you gave me on that post, and I'm going to give you a chance to feel what you gave me.
And Harris called for roughing the passer on the play, so they'll do it all over again and set the ball back on the 4-yard line.
Oh, Harris has got a great story behind him. He was named Michigan's all-nose guard of the decade for the state of Michigan.
First down, and in motion Grimes. Collier can't escape this time. He's brought down near the line of scrimmage, and Harris was there to make the play, and another flag is thrown.
Yeah, I think Anderson's getting a little upset. Last time they played, Anderson was...
Late hit, 33 defense, automatic first down.
That was on Anderson, yes. So last time they played, Anderson was Iron Man of the league, Iron Man of the game that game because of his awesome hitting and his aggressiveness. Here comes Anderson. Anderson to come out of nowhere from the left, and it was a late hit. We don't need that kind of play in this league.
Davy Johnson, the chairman of the board here of the Predators, is with us here on Prime Network. And Davy, you have a chance to enjoy the enthusiasm of this crowd. I mean, the people are really taken to it.
Well, I'm really enjoying it. You know, I hate to really be up here. I'm so much in this ball game. I'm already hoarse, and it's only been almost 3 quarters.
First and 10 following the penalty, and Collier is swarmed, and he is sacked back inside his own 5 by Flint Fleming.
Fleming made a great, this is a straight out power move. They just overwhelmed Orlando's offensive line. Reggie has no time to set up, and Fleming just makes a great play. They think Fleming's one of the best in the league, one of the best linemen in the league, and they were disappointed that he wasn't in the World Football League.
And to make it second down now and 17. The ball officially marked at the 6-yard line. Reggie Collier and Art Schleifer, the 2 quarterbacks tonight, have really taken a beating. We're inside a minute to go here in the 3rd period. It's 33-26 Orlando. And again a flag as Collier throws this souvenir away.
Well, the fans saying, great pass, Reggie, great pass.
What's it been like, Davey, being out of baseball this year?
Well, it's really been tough. I was hoping to get in this year, but I'm still getting paid by the New York Mets, and I really like watching all the different teams. It gives me, I have a satellite TV in my house, and I can scout all the teams, and I feel I'll be back working soon.
I know you were very well organized and kept a lot of numbers and stuff. Do you find yourself just filing information away, or do you just sit back and watch them all?
Well, you look at the players, and you know a lot of the players. I haven't had an opportunity to scout the American League that much, but not working has been good for me to be able to see what kind of players are on the other side.
3rd down and 17 for Orlando now. This could be the final play of the quarter. Collier across the middle. Walls had it tapped away. Evans was there out of Central Arkansas for Detroit to make the stop for the drive. Davey, thanks very much. We appreciate it. Hope to see you back in baseball soon. We miss you.
Well, I hope I get back in baseball soon. It's something I miss, and it's my life, so it'll happen soon.
Maybe down the road in Miami?
Well, I know I'm not going to try out for arena football team. I know that already.
We got a great organization going here. Thanks again.
Well, we really miss you out there, Davey.
Tony, good to see you.
We'll be back for the 4th period in just a moment.
All-American, one company with a single focus on football. All-American is able to keep in sharp focus our 3 goals: to provide the very best at reconditioning service, the best new equipment products, and to provide the services and products more affordably than anyone else. For the 3rd straight season, the All-American Max Pro 2001 helmet is being worn exclusively as the official helmet of the Arena Football League. Max Pro helmets by All-American. Every battle starts with a war fought from within, matched by the physical skills needed to TKO the championship dream. 2nd place is reserved for the losers, because the last man standing when the final bell rings is the winner. Fight Night, live from the LA Forum, Monday night at 10:30 Eastern on Prime Network. Olympic heroes, past, present, and future. They put it all on the line, and the crisis begins. Coming to Prime Network this July. Available on most Prime affiliates.
It's the best time ever to get a Mazda truck. The value of a Mazda can't be beaten. Get an LE5 4x2 and save big on a Mazda value pack. Plus get $1,000 cash back from Mazda. It's one of our best deals ever, but it won't last forever. Right time, right truck, right deal.
Roger Beasley Mazda, 6918 Burnett Road, and Friendly Mazda, 4506 IH 35 South.
Let's go party down the beach all day.
Woods Honda Kawasaki Fun Center, 6509 North Lamar, between Airport and Koenig.
Orlando Arena in Orlando, Florida. Tourism hotspot here in Central Florida, and the arena's a hotspot tonight. Here's our game summary with Schleister, 6 of 18 for 142 yards and 3 scores, so he's been productive on his 6 passes. Mullen, 2 of those for TDs, and Orlando Collier, 118 total yards, 3 touchdowns. Plocky, a couple of field goals, and that's right, a TD pass from the field goal kicker. Bill Land and Tony Hill with you. 19 points from Detroit here in the 3rd period has put this one at 33-26. And this, a 59-yard field goal attempt, goes into the stands. And Detroit is going to get excellent field position out of this poor kick by Plocky. That fan doesn't care.
Well, that could be very costly. One of the things that Coach Moss is talking about, they need to improve their kicking game. That right there gives Detroit excellent field position. Right now, Detroit is doing everything they want. They've got 6 sacks already. Detroit has 2 turnovers, which has been improving on Orlando's standpoint, though.
Barry Moss, who played at the University of Tulsa and also at Illinois, had a chance to play in an Orange Bowl and in a Rose Bowl. Veteran coach, his ball club holding on to a 7-point lead. Detroit a chance to tie, though. Schleister in big trouble. Comes back, got a man, and that's Dixon. He's got it for the first down before he's knocked out of bounds, and another flag is thrown.
Well, that was great. That was great concentration by Dixon. Fantastic concentration. Everyone in the field knew the ball was coming in that area. He maintained to keep his focus on the ball and make the catch.
Flag is against Detroit, and Schleister limping noticeably as he comes over to visit with Coach Markham. We'll have to see, is he able to stay on.
Boy, Schleister lays one of these up again. He makes a great move to get out the hands of these guys and throw it across field. Schleister shows his nifty running experience by making this play. This is all individual talent right here.
I wonder if he turned his knee on that play as he was going against the grain and turned sideways there. He stays on. The penalty is against the drive and takes away that first down play. There's Schleister's work tonight. First down and 15. Dixon, the man in motion, and a fumble.
Fumble on the drive backfield.
Wait to unpile as Schleister staying on there. And it'll go back to Detroit. Nice job by Redding to sneak in. Trying to pull it away was Tommy Myers. Here's a look.
Schleister never got the ball. He never received it. He made a good job by just getting the ball back. When you're trying to quarterback against a defensive lineman, it comes that pure out strength. Usually those defensive linemen win. Schleister was able to hold on to the ball and maintain it for Detroit.
Second down and 16, and nothing stopped Orlando in that 3rd period. Now Detroit, now the Orlando defense going at it again. Second and 16 for Schleister and company. And it is complete. Yes, had to wait a moment as we got blocked off from the play. Mullen makes the grab at the 15-yard line. A 20-yard pickup for the drive.
This is why Schleister's an MVP. He just sets up in that pocket and lays that ball square on that sideline. And that's why Mullen was an all-league receiver, first-team all-league receiver. He knows where to get the first down, and he has great footwork on that sideline pattern.
Gary Mullen Got 16 catches on the year with those 4 tonight. Redding on the 1st and 10. Stretches for an extra yard or 2. Brought down by Rockmore.
Well, they're going at it. This is where endurance will really show. This is where you see your real true Ironman, because it's getting tough. Everyone's tired. They've been going both ways. And this is a time when you can get hurt. You see a lot of injuries at the end of the game because of fatigue. And only the real Ironmen are the ones going to sustain this type of situation.
Well, we mentioned so tough to play on the road in this league. Detroit flew in here today, got in around 12:30, take a nap at the hotel, come over and play. It's not easy. Meanwhile, Orlando, big advantage in the fact that they were home last week.
Well, substitution plays a big role here. Coach Moss doesn't want Myers to come out because he might not be able to go back in the game because of substitution.
Myers only substitute once a period for your players.
And he's a big player for him.
And with 12:27 to go in the 3rd quarter, that's it. Schleister. Corker, touchdown, Detroit. Oh, mama, hold on, and Corker did.
And that's a defensive lineman, folks. This guy's known for his sacks. He's had one ball thrown to him before he caught it. This is his 2nd opportunity to catch a touchdown. And he makes a chance. He takes every opportunity. It takes every bit of this opportunity right here.
His 2nd touchdown of the year on his 2nd reception of the year.
Great catch. I mean, that's a tight end. This guy's a big fella.
So Corker with the TD reception, and Detroit can tie it up if Bojovic, who has missed on the last 2, can hit here. Adams to hold. It is good, and guess what? We start all over with 11:31 to play in the ball game. Detroit 33, Orlando 33, and Corker slow to get up. His TD reception, though, pulled him within 1. Bojovic's point after ties it. We'll be back here on Arena Football on Prime Network in Orlando in just a moment.
Prime Network and 20th Century Fox present the Point Break Premier Sweepstakes. Win the first prize, this JVC color monitor, or the grand prize. We'll fly you and a friend to Hollywood for the world premiere of this summer's hottest movie, Point Break, with Patrick Swayze and Keanu Reeves. To enter, send a postcard with your name, address, and telephone number to Point Break Premier Sweepstakes, or dial 1-900-988-8948, 95 cents per call. The winner will be contacted by phone. Then you're on your way. No purchase necessary. You must be 18 or older to win.
Got it at 33. Welcome back on Arena Football. You're on Prime Network. Detroit and Orlando tied at 33. And Detroit ready to kick it off. This is the first time they've been tied since back at 7. Orlando led 24-7 at the half. 12-yard TD pass from Schleister to Corker, and Detroit has crawled back to even this one up. And we'll see if Corker can stay on. Off the net it comes to Walls. He waits. Still in play, and then he throws it out of the end zone. And Detroit, nice job of covering on the kick, and a nice bounce there as Walls had trouble handling it. The Detroit scoring drive, 5 plays, 27 yards. Schleister a 12-yarder to Corker, his 2nd TD reception of the year on his 2nd pass caught of the year. Has Corker come out, Tony?
Yeah, he came out. He's holding that right arm. He showed a great athleticism by making that catch, over-the-shoulder top catch that Schleister threw him. But I think the shoulder's been bothering him quite a bit.
And he's got, what, at least 3 sacks. They'll miss him defensively more than anything else. Myers slammed into the wall as he picks up good yardage for Orlando, where Dixon makes the tackle. Oh, my.
And that was a hit by Dixon because Myers is a big boy. He really gave him a shot. I was talking to Art Schleister, and he said that he thinks that Dixon is the best Jill linebacker, as I mentioned to you earlier today. When I talk about linebackers, you got a Meg and you got a Jill linebacker. You got a weak side linebacker and you got a strong side linebacker. And the strong side linebacker does pretty much all your Iron Man work. And there it shows you right there, Alvin Reddick makes a play.
2nd and 3 at the 12, and Myers not much to talk about on that one as Reddick was there for the stop.
You have two linebackers. You have a Meg and you have a Jill. Your Jill linebacker is usually a place where you try to hide an individual because you're only allowed to drop back 4 yards and 4 yards wide. So essentially, you're not really in the play unless it comes your way. And that's why Dixon is one of the best players in this position, because he's all over the field when the ball is moved.
Yeah, they're not hiding anything with him. They've got quality at every position. 3rd down and 3 to go now. Grimes the man in motion for the Predators. Tied up at 33. Got a man. Walls dropped it.
Oh, would he like to have that one back? I mean, Walls is a world-class sprinter. This guy would probably still be running if he could have held on to that ball.
Hercules Walls out of the University of Texas, 5'7", 175, and he had room to roam if he could hold on here.
That's a no-no right here. This is a no-no right here. You don't run without the ball. Collier takes a shot throwing his ball, whoa, into that fence or into the wall.
Roughing the pass for 84 defense. Automatic first down.
That was Flint Fleming. You watched on that roughing the passer replay, and it will cost the drive. As Orlando gets a first down, the ball moves out to the 21-yard line. I think it's a key series for the Predators, Tony, that they're the expansion team. They're going against the experience. Tim Markham very upset about the call there. This is a key series, though, that Orlando needs to answer again.
Oh, it's a big play, big series for them. They need to answer, as you said. They need to stop the momentum that Detroit had. Detroit has scored 30 points, 20-some points in this last half.
How about that for an answer, Collins?
I think Reggie Collier heard us.
Orlando, 29 yards, Collier to Collins.
Reggie takes a 5-step drop, just lays it right over the middle. Collins, all he's got to do is keep his eyes on it, and it is a touchdown. Hey, do you think Collier's happy? Take a look at him after this throw. Watch the arm just go straight up in the air.
Collier's second TD pass of the night. Collins' first TD reception. Blocky for the point after. And bam, bam. There you go. Orlando back on top, 40-33. Tony Collins with his third TD reception of the year has given Orlando the lead again. We'll have the kickoff in just a moment.
Arena Ball. An indoor war on the floor. High scoring. Hard hitting. Iron Man football. To get closer to the action, you have to suit up. Arena Football. Albany and Tampa Bay live Saturday night at 7:30 Eastern on Prime Network.
When you need a big play, you rely on your experience, and a guy who spent 8 years in the NFL ought to be the one to make that call, and there's Tony Collins who did it on this play.
Well, Reggie shows a lot of patience, right? He just sits up in the pocket, and he just lays it out. Collins beat Tate on a post move. Unbelievable. And I bet Tate just wished that Collins would have threw that ball. I mean, Collier would have threw that ball away, because there's just no way that he's going to be able to stop that play.
Collins, his longest reception of the year as well with a 29-yard score. And here's Orlando with a kickoff, and Blocky is juiced up, puts it high off the net. It's a live ball now. McClay just gets a hand on it and says, we don't want to move it any further. Just keep possession inside the 5. Detroit will have the football down 40-33.
Well, that's the great thing about arena football. Collins is the one. Well, here's a look at that instant replay of that kickoff. I think LaFrance is paying him back. This time, LaFrance covers McClay on that play.
There's the scoring drive, 4 plays, 45 yards, required just 3 minutes. And remember, that's with the clock moving through incompletions. And Collier, a 29-yard score to Collins.
The great thing about this league is that Collins, 2 plays earlier, got beat by John Corker on the play. Now he gets an opportunity to beat somebody else and score a touchdown.
Schleister's been hot lately. Don't let those numbers confuse you. He's hit his last 5 for 113 yards. And that stops the string as it's ruled an incompletion at the 10-yard line intended for McClay.
It was almost a great catch by McClay.
moving. Inside 8 minutes here in the fourth quarter. Art Schleister out of Ohio State, 6'3", 220. Calling the shots for the drive. Detroit the only unbeaten after 3 weeks at 3-0. They'll be home Thursday for our Detroit viewers who want to get out and watch them against New Orleans next Thursday night at Joe Louis Arena. LaFrance in motion on a 2nd and 10 from his end zone. Schleister overthrowing LaFrance. He was covered well on the play by Darrell Hart. And a penalty, maybe another roughing the passer. Yep.
Yeah, and I bet Coach Moss is furious about this. They stopped the play. Here's a look at it. Schleister lets the ball go, and then whoa, he gets hit late, way late. Orlando didn't need those kind of plays. Turnovers are costly.
Personal foul, roughing the passer, 75 defense, automatic first down.
Jeff Roth, the culprit.
It would have been 3rd and 10. Now it's a 1st and 10 on the 10-yard line. Where it would have been 3rd and 10 on his 2-yard line because of that play by Roth.
Roth with a degree in criminal law from the University of Florida should know better.
Yeah, he might want to represent himself on this one.
You break the rules, you pay for it. 1st and 10 for Detroit. Schleister got time, got his man LaFrance hit hard, close to the first down near the 21-yard line.
Boy, the game is picking up. That was a great hit by Hart. Good catch by LaFrance. Schleister set up in the pocket, threw the ball real well. LaFrance showed great hands, good blocking up front, good hands by LaFrance, and a great hit coverage and great hit by Hart.
And we remind you that LaFrance was out 18 months with reconstruction of his knee. This guy was the 88 MVP or the 89 MVP, missed all of last year, and you come across to take a hit like this, you can't be thinking about your knee hurting, can you, Tony?
No, that's a good hit. That's good concentration.
1st down and 10 again. Schleister looking for somebody. Got LaFrance! Oh, mama, what a play as he makes the grab at the 12-yard line.
Well, I'll tell you what. I just talked about Schleister throwing the ball away on his back foot. He has thrown 2 on his back foot, 1 for a touchdown and 1 for a big play right here. Here's an isolation on LaFrance. He's working hard, and Hart just gave up for a moment, and with a receiver like LaFrance, you can't afford to do that. Here's Schleister, gives everybody all the time in the world. Hart played great defense on LaFrance, and he slacked up for 1 second. Schleister throws off his back foot, and a great catch by LaFrance.
And it's 1st and 10 again at the 12-yard line. Flag thrown. Schleister completes his pass to McClay, but a penalty on the play. Boy, Detroit, you could see them turning it up a notch.
Well, the intensity is getting there. I'll tell you what, it's improving as far as both standpoints, from the offensive line and the defensive line. This is nut and bolt time, and they're breaking down and giving everything they have.
This Orlando crowd goes back and forth from being roaring to quiet.
Substitution. A player can be a substitute once in a quarter, except for those who are specialists. If a player comes in and substitutes when he's not supposed to, he's illegal, and that's what happened on this play.
Corker coming back in.
Corker's only raising up that one hand. I think he's hurt with that right arm.
1st down and 13 from the 15-yard line. Schleister got wrapped up, still loose. Got LaFrance, touchdown Detroit.
That's all Schleister right there. You give a receiver that much time, and my daughter can get open on a play like that. Schleister made that play all by himself. And of course, who did he go to? 15. George LaFrance.
15-yard TD pass to LaFrance, his 2nd grab of the night for a score.
This is all Schleister. Schleister avoids the rush. He sets up and throws it cross field. It seems to be one of his favorite plays. And here's LaFrance. All he's got to do is look it in. Do you think he had enough room there?
And Orlando again struggling defensively here in the 2nd half. We'll give credit where credit is due to Schleister and company. Bojovic hits the point after, and a critical one it is, as it knots the game at 40.
In all fairness to the defensive backs, there's not very much you can do. You give a receiver that much time to get open, and he can't get open deserve to be in the league.
Stay with us with 4:02 to go, 40-40 here in Orlando.
Some of the most gifted athletes on skates want to wear the U.S. Olympic sweater in '92.
McEachran cutting in against Spurrier. Here's McEachran. He scores! Here's a chance for Emma. Emma scores!
Only the best will earn a spot on the Olympic team roster.
Amani cutting towards the goal. Fires. He scores!
It's the U.S. Olympic Trials Camp Gold Medal Game. Live Friday night at 8 on Prime Network. Available on most Prime affiliates.
With you in Orlando, the Predators in the drive. Big crowd on hand here at Orlando Arena, and have they got their money's worth this evening?
Oh, they sure have. There's been plenty of souvenirs, plenty of action. This is why they call it just the 50-yard indoor war, because there is plenty of action, plenty of hits out there.
Orlando trying to move into a first-place tie with the drive. Orlando 2-1. That loss coming to Detroit in Detroit 2 weeks ago, and the drive at 3-0. The other 2-1 teams will play tomorrow night as Dallas is at Tampa Bay. See the cup being thrown on Novo Bojovic. This is a guy who used to put garlic in his sock for good luck, so a cup on his back ain't gonna bother him. Out of Central Michigan, 5'10", 180-pounder. Bojovic ready to boot it off with the game starting all over. He got everything into that one. Walls. 5, 10, and out to the 13-yard line. The Detroit scoring drive a moment ago. Captured by Schleister's 15-yard TD pass to LaFrance. 6 plays, 47 yards with 4:36 is all it required. And here's why Detroit so tough to beat. On top, there's Orlando, Dallas, Tampa at 2-1, and then Albany, Denver, New Orleans 1-2, and Columbus in the cellar at 0-3. But even Columbus got some excitement with Major Harris joining that team, and they'll be home tomorrow night, where we understand ticket sales are going well for their game against Albany. First and 10 for the Predators. Tying it. Collier. Collins. Incomplete. Covered by Tate Randall. Collins didn't like the no call.
I think Randall learned something the last time calls being. They ran the same route. A double post move. He fakes to the post, breaks to the corner, and breaks to the post. You'll see Collins come to the screen. Collier makes a heck of a throw just to be able to throw the ball that far like that. Right over the outstretched arms of Collins. Good defense by Tate. I think he's seen that play one too many times.
3:04 and counting.
I had a coach that told me, fool me once, shame on you, fool me twice, shame on me. I think Tate Randall was ready for that play.
Grimes man in motion on 2nd and 10 for the Predators. It is complete to Grimes at the 22-yard line. A couple short of the first down. Needed to get the 24. He picks up 8. Tate Randall makes the tackle.
Well, we're going to take a look at Corker. Corker didn't have the same speed he had earlier. I think he's holding that left arm. There could be something wrong with him. Here's Grimes, goes in motion. He runs about 10 yards, and he runs a hook. He stops right there. Collier puts it on the money. And as a result, good connection. I think Grimes should have probably went a couple more yards to know where that first down is, because he had plenty of room to get that first down.
Detroit knows him well. He played for the drive a year ago. Sparingly for the Detroit Lions of the NFL for a couple of years. There's Collier on the keeper, flags everywhere. He got the first down if it stands.
Stop by Redding. Flag on the play.
Right now, the key to this game is possession. Can Orlando hold on to the ball, move within scoring distance to get a field goal or run the clock down, or can Detroit hold them, stop them, and make a big play?
You know, and you see the penalty being marked off against Detroit, and that will move the chains.
88 defense.
You know, though, you remind you, though, here's another reason to enjoy this game is that there are no sure shot field goals. You see there's no sure thing extra points.
No, not at all.
Not with the goalpost at 15 feet high, 5 higher than the NFL, and only 9 feet wide, half as wide as the NFL. Collier back to throw, got hit again and is sacked, and Detroit comes to the call again defensively with a sack on the play.
Well, that's a big play by Clemens, Corker,
Hennings,
Redding,
I think, gets credit for the sack.
They were all in on that play. That was a big play. There's Cork, who missed him the first time, and here comes Hennings to clean it up.
Hennings and Redding And a loss of 6 in the play and make it 2nd down and 16 back on the 14-yard line of the Predators. Look at the sacks.
Detroit has 7 sacks. Corker himself has 3 all by himself.
1:16. Clock will stop with a minute to go. Here's Walls. He's in Detroit territory inside the 20. Stopped by McClay.
Yeah, they ran a simple crossing pattern to Walls. They've been running it all afternoon. Walls has dropped a couple of them. Collier puts it right on the money. Walls looks it in this time, and he makes the play. There he is, runs into the sideline.
And we have the 1-minute warning as the game clock only stopping. Does not stop for out-of-bounds plays except in the last minute of each half, and the same for incompleted passes. That keeps things moving, but now it's just like a regular football game here in the final minute. We'll take a break with a timeout in the action. Detroit and Orlando knotted at 40.
The first ever 3-part Pro Wrestling Hall of Fame.
Don't give me that. You always bring up the hook.
Already think you're going.
I'm not showing the hook. I'm not talking to you anymore.
Daddy? You forgot your Bible.
In an unstable world, your family needs a firm foundation. Jesus, always the same. From your friends at Prevailing Faith Church.
Every day, there are over 11 million Austin departures. That's 3 out of every $4 we spent outside of Greater Austin. Just a 5% shift from out-of-town buying to local buying would boost our economy by over $200 million a year. So a little effort can land some big dollars right here at home. When you have a choice, buy Greater Austin. It's a money-back guarantee.
1 minute remaining in our contest tonight here on Arena Football on Prime Network. Hope you're enjoying it, folks. It has been a doozy. Orlando bolted to a 24-7 halftime lead. And then Detroit came out firing. We're even at 40. The Predators have never trailed in the game. It has been tied at 7, at 33, and now at 40. Here's Collier missing with Collins a bit behind him on a 3rd down and 3 situation.
Well, you just don't know how big this play was. Now it's 4th down. Do they give Detroit a chance to get a ball? They go for the field goal, and they miss the field goal. Detroit can have an excellent field position. That play was imperative for them to get a 1st down, or could change the whole aspect of this game.
4th down and 3, Orlando.
And Plocky will come on for the field goal. Plocky, who's thrown a touchdown pass tonight, hit a 19-yarder earlier, hit a 30-yarder earlier. Here he goes. 33 yards here. It is wide. Live ball. Out of bounds. Who gets possession? It will be, I believe, Detroit football. Yes. Beretta nearly had the football. He was the holder. You talk about a guy giving effort. And now, Plocky is 2 for 7 in field goals tonight.
And let me explain to you, the ball is live off the net. Any ball hitting the net is live. The kicking team can score a touchdown off the opponent's net. Here's the kick. If Beretta recovers this ball, it is their ball, and he has an opportunity.
The reason it's Detroit's ball is he did not have control or possession of it as it went out of bounds. Schliester. Well, will it be more last-minute magic for the drive? Last week they won 43-42 as time was running out against Albany on the road. From his end zone. Incomplete, intended for the France at the 15. Clock does stop in the final minute on incompletions. And if you're a team that gets a lead and you're trying to salt it away and you're not found trying to make progress offensively, the officials could stop the clock and penalize you.
That's right. And I think Schliester had plenty of time. He just threw this one away. He let it go. Thrown off his back foot, as I mentioned earlier.
If you're wondering, yes, there is overtime in arena football. In case we need that, we'll lay out the rules for you when we get there.
Well, they're giving Dixon a lot of room. He could be the man right here.
Schleister with a pump fake for Mullen. And into the stands it goes, incomplete.
Now that was a track meet along that sideline. They were running stride for stride. Schleister just let that go. Here's a look over. This is called a fly pattern or a streak. This play was strictly designed to go for the end zone. And you see Rockmore. Grimes pushes Mullins a little early. I think the question may have been, did he have a chance to catch the ball? I don't know. It's pretty questionable.
There's a lot of contact there. 3rd down and 10 from the 5. LaFrance in motion. Schleister for the drive to LaFrance. He's got the first down out near the 20-yard line. And George LaFrance is a key player again.
Oh, that's a big play.
Clock stops at 24.
With a kicker like Novo, there's no problem. There's no telling what can happen. He can kick it from anywhere. He had a 56-yarder last week.
Here's LaFrance.
He runs in motion, runs a curl route. They're playing what you call prevent defense. It's difficult to understand prevent defense on a 50-yard field, but they're giving too much room for a kicker like Novo.
Bojovic 0 for 3 tonight, in case you're wondering and haven't caught the whole ball game. On the year, he is now 1 of 10 in field goals. So Detroit has to be thinking here. And again, we gave you the dimensions. Again, another great thing with arena football, you think 6. You don't think 3 in this league. You go for the TD more often than not in these situations.
Well, the great thing about the clock stops, though. And that's an asset for an offensive team.
Perry Moss looks up, sees 24.7 seconds to go for his Predators against his old team, Detroit. He helped groom Schleister in this league, and Schleister took his team to a title a year ago. Detroit looking for a 4th straight championship. 1st down and 10. Schleister to keep. No way. He got smothered at the line, but quickly called timeout and smartly. As Schleister slow to get up now. Myers made the tackle on him. Tommy Myers.
Well, Schleister, they were going for the whole 9 yards right there. They had both receivers running streak patterns on the sideline, and Schleister looked like he was going to try to lay it up. He looks a little injured right there, folks. He said earlier, I had a chance to chat with him. He said, man, this is the worst I've ever felt. Here he's going to go over the top, but they're playing great defense, and he just didn't have enough time to throw the ball. Collins comes in and makes the play.
They talk it over now. Timeout situation. Drive with 2 timeouts remaining. The Predators with all 3 if they should get the ball back. But now 1 for Detroit. I beg your pardon. They used that last one. And we have 18.1 seconds to go here in Orlando with our count tied at 40 and a 2nd down and 10 coming up for Detroit. The distance really doesn't mean much, though, with the short field.
With a 9-foot crossbar, too. The thing I think you might see LaFrance going in motion or somebody going in motion and hooking up about 15 to 20 yards downfield. That play was successful for them earlier. It got them where they are now. And I wouldn't be surprised if they went with the same type of play rather than trying to go for everything on all the marbles in one play.
LaFrance goes in motion for the drive.
There he stops. I told you. And he dropped it.
And a flag thrown. He was wrapped hard by Darryl Hart. You'd have to guess that it'll be interference on the defense. That's the call. We'll listen to make it official.
Holding, offense number 62. Holding, defense number 84. The penalty's offset. Replay it down.
I didn't see the holding flag thrown.
Oh, I missed that.
I jumped the gun. I beg your pardon, ladies and gentlemen.
Well, they ran the play, the exact one I was referring to. LaFrance went in motion. He ran downfield and he curled it. Here's the holding right now. You take a look at it. On Rockmore.
Rockmore there, Relk the other way for Detroit. Started over, 2nd and 10. 13.2 seconds to go in the game. Tied at 40, Detroit and Orlando. Fumble. Schleister picked it up and he got tackled on the play by Myers. He calls another timeout, and that's it for Detroit with 7.7 seconds to go.
Schleister is hurting, boy. I tell you what, he's taking a beating tonight. He's done some miraculous running, but he's taking a beating in the long run.
Here's a look at it as Schleister Just enough presence at mind to call timeout and picking up the football first, of course.
Well, one interesting point that we need to bring up on the field goal, you cannot rush from the outside. It must all come from the inside. If you rush from the outside, it's a penalty.
Otherwise, you can block almost every kick. With a lack of bodies in the field, they make you come inside, and you will see teams almost try to deep the opposition on the line to make them spin and go outside.
Well, one of the things that they do is they teach their guards or their tackle to block down, and therefore the defensive man has to come over their top, which makes them come from the outside.
It's a 51-yard attempt by Novo Bojovic. He is 1 of 10 this year, 0 of 3 in this game. Remember, this ball is live if it goes off the nets, a live period, with 7.7 seconds to go on a 3rd down and 14. 51-yarder by Bojovic. Adams to hold for the drive. We're tied at 40. Off the net, this is Walls. No, Collins. He downs it, and that is the end of regulation.
It is overtime, folks. What a game.
OT here in Orlando.
We had the distance.
The first overtime game of the season in arena football, and they're loving it here in the Sunshine State.
Well, these fans love this game out here. They're up on their feet. They're going berserk out here.
Tim Markham, winningest coach in the league history at 23-6, visiting with Art Schleister.
Now, when we talk about Ironman, this is what you call a real Ironman. Ordinarily, this game would be over. These guys have endured I don't know how much punishment, and they've got to go another 7.5 minutes of overtime, possibly.
And the overtime periods are 7.5 minutes. Look at Perry Moss. We'll take a look at the rules in just a moment as we go to the extra session here.
Regardless of what happens, Orlando's fans have got to be awfully proud of their team. I mean, they put on a show tonight. This has been a fantastic football game. Plenty of entertainment, plenty of hitting. It's just an unbelievable game.
All right, the overtime periods, we mentioned 7.5 minutes. Have a coin toss to determine possession. Each team gets at least one possession. If after each team has had one possession and one team is ahead, that team wins. If the teams are tied after each has had a possession, the next team to score wins. Therefore, Detroit gets the ball, they score, game's not over. Orlando gets an opportunity. If they score, then it now becomes true sudden death. If they don't, obviously Detroit would win.
Correct.
I think it's a very fair way to do it, particularly in the close quarters of arena football where scoring is easier.
Oh, definitely, definitely. Detroit wins the coin toss and will receive. So therefore, they'll get the first opportunity, and then Orlando will get another opportunity. They'll each get an opportunity, which makes this game a great game.
There you see, first place at stake. With Orlando getting a victory tonight, they will move into a first place tie with Detroit and give Dallas or Tampa Bay. Those two meet tomorrow, and that winner would be 3-1. And the two coaches here tonight, well, they know what winning's all about. Perry Moss won the title a year ago with Detroit. Would like nothing better than to beat his old team. And Markham, of course, has 3 titles under his belt, 88 and 89 in Detroit and 87 in Denver. Detroit going for a 4-peat.
Well, Detroit's used to this. Coach Markham, he's done an remarkable job with this squad. Everybody in the league is out after Detroit. There's no doubt about it. He, as a coach, has tested his philosophy, his endurance as far as his tolerance with his players, and he's just done a great job with this ball club.
Trying for the onside kick. And Detroit does not get it. Orlando gets possession.
Whoa!
Did they catch everybody napping or what? Orlando with an onside kick, which is just like regular football. It's got to go 10 yards, and it's your ball.
Well, Orlando said, I want the ball first. Even though Detroit will get an opportunity to score or get a chance to get the ball, Orlando said they wanted the ball first. And this is an excellent move. It caught everyone by surprise. It caught us by surprise.
Perry Moss says, how about that? You saw the Detroit players headed backwards.
Well, I'll tell you what, that was a good touch right there. That ball easily could have gone out of bounds and gave Detroit excellent field position. If that ball would have went out of bounds, Detroit would have got that ball on the 10-yard line.
Instead, Orlando 1st and 10 from the 12. Collier, incomplete or complete? been a trap.
It was a good catch by Anderson.
Anthony Anderson out of Grambling, 6'3", 218 pounds, had just 2 receptions coming in.
Well, you know, this guy Anderson, he led the nation with 10 interceptions when he was at Grambling. Reminds me of a good friend of mine by the name of Everson Walls, who's now with the New York Giants. You got to have good hands to make those kind of catches.
And it'll be a second down now, about 4. The carry with a flag thrown, Williams. Clock stops with 6:15 to go in the overtime period.
Well, one of the things, if Detroit elects not to take the penalty, Orlando could find himself in a tough situation.
Holding, 55, offense, 5-yard penalty, also lost a down.
Arnold Zach Campbell with the hold.
Oh, I tell you, the most difficult thing about that, a holding penalty is a 5 yards penalty, but it's also a loss of down. So this is a very big play for Orlando right now.
That makes it 3rd down. 3rd down and 10. Ball back at the 12.5-yard line now. Collier. Good protection. Underthrows the intended receiver, Herky Walls. Harris put good heat then at the last moment on Reggie Collier.
Let me go on your offensive holding. Anytime in arena football, any offensive holding is a 5-yard penalty and a loss of down. That was a critical play. Here's a look at that play right here. Collier gets hit from behind, takes a heck of a shot, and Harris hurts his knee, hurts his ankle over there. Harris, a nose guard from Michigan, all nose guard, all decade player for the University of Michigan, for the state of Michigan.
Harris is helped off. A timeout on the field. Now, I'm not sure, Tim Markham's meeting with his team, if this is a charge timeout to Detroit or an injury timeout. Charge timeout, I mean, if they gave him one more timeout in the extra session or not. Because they didn't have any. Orlando has 3 timeouts remaining. Whatever, I think it was just an official's timeout. And here comes Plocky. He's 2 for 7 tonight, the long being a 36-yarder.
Well, it's a big play with a dangerous man like LaFrance back there.
53-yarder. Off the net to LaFrance. In trouble. The 5. Super run back by LaFrance, and you heard the boom into the walls as he crossed the 10-yard line. He really risked injury to bring that one out as far as he did.
He did some great running. He was out there all by himself. He did some very nifty running just to get as far as he did.
Okay. Let's take a look at that and replay, and you'll be able to hear it.
Here's the kick. Let's see if we can hear the hit, the way he's been hit. Whoa.
Ow! That hurt up here.
Did you guys feel that one?
In your face in your living room. First down and 10 for Detroit in OT. We're tied at 40. Schleister wants it right now to Mullen. Slid through his hands, and a flag is thrown. And Mullen is limping a bit. Remember, if Detroit scores now, this game is over.
Here's a look at it. This is a streak pattern. He's going to Mullen all the way. He lays it up beautiful. Grimes face guards. Mullen was out of bounds, but still with the face guard. They both had an opportunity for the ball, so therefore it's only a 10-yard penalty.
Makes it actually an 8-yard penalty instead of the 15.
Okay.
And it will be a first down. 4:38 and counting now, remaining in the overtime session. Both teams have had a possession now, so if Detroit scores, they win. The game is over. LaFrance from Schleister steps out of bounds at the 25, right at midfield.
The receiver.
Clock keeps moving.
Stop their midfield.
France has had a big night here, Tony.
Here it is. LaFrance runs what you call a sideline, a quick out pattern. What they do, they send the 2 wide receivers out wide deep and leave the sideline open for LaFrance. Well-executed play. They move the ball downfield and they stop the clock.
Schleister's thrown 5 TD passes. He scored one on the ground on a 1-yard run. Collier Spurrier has thrown 2 and scored 1 on a 30-yard run. Complete to LaFrance, out of bounds on the opposite side. Got the first down at the 20-yard line of the Predators.
Same play to the opposite side. What Schlechter is doing now, he's taking what the defense gives him.
Hart made the tackle.
Here's a look at it, a quick sideline pattern. The wide receivers run him out. LaFrance catches the ball, moves him up for a first down, and they're in excellent position for a field goal.
LaFrance, who the first time they met 2 weeks ago, caught 7 for 122 and 5 TD passes. Tonight, 7 for 103 and 2 scores. He had 6 TDs overall in that first meeting as he took a missed field goal return back for a TD. First and 10, the ball at the 20. Schlechter looking for LaFrance. They got turned around on the play, and a flag is thrown, holding against Detroit.
And as I remind you, offensive holding is a 5-yard penalty and a loss of down. That could be a big loss of down right there. It's on Relk. Right on the center of the screen. There it is, the face mask. You see that right there? 62 and 65.
So with a loss of down as well, it makes it second down now, and the ball just inside Orlando territory across the 25. And Schlechter moves back to the huddle. Boy, you better be tough if you're going to play in this league. No pansies, and that includes quarterback.
One key thing is these guys play for the enjoyment, not for the money, but for the enjoyment.
Second and 16. Schlechter going to keep, and he is hog-tied and brought down in his own territory at the 24. Keith Smith on the sack for the Predators.
Well, that was a big play by Keith Smith because Schlechter had field position, a lot of field to run. There you go, Schlechter avoids the pressure, steps up in the pocket, he's getting ready to take off, and boy, Keith Williams just loads him up. Here's the reason he got sacked. He was trying to hit LaFrance, and he just didn't get a chance to get it off to him. And great defense by Hart.
France trying to head upfield to find an opening, could not. Detroit is 1 of 7 in third down conversions tonight. They've had early lightning. They haven't waited around.
Well, one of the sad things, one of the things that's happening right now, they're going backwards and not forward.
Timeout call. We'll keep it here with 2:28 remaining. This is Detroit at 1 timeout remaining. Is that correct? All right. Perry Moss talks it over with Rockmore and crew. There's Tim Markham with Schlechter and LaFrance in his company. 40-40. And Orlando finally coming up. Remember the beginning of the game, which seems days ago as much as we've seen her tonight, but defense was the name of the game. And Brian Moore had a 42-yard interception return for the only score of the first quarter. It came for Orlando. They kind of set the tone. In the second half, it has been more or less what we saw up in Detroit, with the drive really controlling things and Orlando just hanging tough.
Well, right now, this is a big play for both teams. Detroit right now, they need to get in field position at least for a field goal. And Orlando's objective is not for them to get a first down and keep them out of field goal range.
At this situation right here, you're talking at the 24. About a 41-yarder is what the field goal would be from this position.
The holding would like an opportunity to get the field goal down.
And we remind you again of those very narrow goalposts here in the Arena Football League. Third and 17 from the 24 of Detroit. Schlechter, flag thrown. Touchdown or not? Touchdown, Detroit.
Yeah, but it's going to be held back. It's a holding penalty.
McClay on the reception, but I don't think it'll count.
It's a holding penalty. And the loss of down.
Obviously a huge play.
Oh.
We're talking game over. Bring it back.
Markham's got to be going crazy. Last time they played, Orlando had all the turnovers and all the mistakes. Here's a play right now. You get a look at it. Like it's holding up at the top of the screen. At the top of the screen to the right side. The right guard who had the holding on Keith Smith.
All right, here's the field goal attempt by Novo Bojovic. 48-yarder. Bojovic to win the game. It is good.
It's
and
over,
Detroit
folks. Detroit has pulled this one off.
Stays unbeaten.
You think Marker was happy? Boy, what a kick. This guy's missed 3 field goals and makes a big play here.
Bojovic with the field goal to win it, and Schleister gets congratulations from his old coach, Perry Moss. And the drive stays unbeaten with a 43-40 victory.
Unbelievable finish, folks.
And Novo Bojovic, who has made just 2 field goals all season, hits the most important one, though, as Detroit sweeps the season series from Orlando.
I'll tell you what, a big play. You never know what can happen in this league.
We'll take a look again.
There it is, straight up the middle.
45, 46 yards, I think. I'm not have to make sure. 46 officially on the kick for Bojovic.
Bojovic made a big kick right here. He hadn't made one. He'd made only one earlier today, and here's a big play. Look at his reaction. You think he knew that kick was good before he kicked it? Or as soon as he kicked it, he just threw those arms up. He knew it was good the moment his foot touched the ball.
Well, I think the other team that lives in this arena, nickname might fit Detroit, as they had some last-minute magic to win it 43-40 in overtime.
Put on a pair of Bike Compression Performance Support Shorts and find out why they're the choice of some of the world's best athletes and leagues, including the NBA, NHL, NFL, Major League Baseball, and now Arena Football. Work out just one time in CPS's and you won't believe the protection and support you get.
Designed really in a way for a preventative type of measure.
Go for it in Bike Compression Performance Support Shorts. Now available in authentic Zubaz prints.
Now you can draw the roundest circles, perfect straight lines in any direction, even complicated geometric patterns, perfect every time with the amazing rolling ruler. The secret tool of architects and draftsmen has 2 tire-like gripping rollers that keep the rolling ruler level as it speeds across your work. The special meter automatically indicates the distance between your lines. The rolling ruler makes professional-looking office forms, charts, graphs, school projects come alive. Do geometry and trig faster and easier. Craftspeople find it irresistible. Dress patterns can be altered to any size. The handyman will love the built-in protractor for perfect angles or make beautiful curves and long straight lines that go on and on. Call for Rolling Ruler at this toll-free number now. Simply insert your pencil into any hole and roll straight lines, parallel lines. Insert 2 pencils and roll curves, arcs, and circles instantly. Redecorate like a professional. Replan your lawn and garden to perfect scale. Get results you'll be proud of. Kids love it just for doodling. Rolling Ruler is only $12.98. Call now. You'll also receive the amazing Pantograph. Copy your favorite photos, cartoons, or designs to any size in just minutes. Finish with the confidence of a real artist. You'll impress yourself. Call this number now. You get the Rolling Ruler and the amazing Pantograph for only $12.98. Order now.
Prime Network's presentation of Arena Football is brought to you by Little Caesars. 2 great pizzas, 1 low price, always, always. By Spalding, official supplier of the Ironman football. By Bike, advanced technology serving athletes worldwide. And by MaxPro, the fastest growing brand of helmets in America. The only time Detroit led all night came on the final play of the game as Bojovic's 46-yard field goal attempt in overtime gives the Drive a 43-40 victory over the Orlando Predators. Detroit down 24-7 at the half, got 33 points in the second half of play, Tony.
Well, I tell you what, they showed had a tremendous effort at the end of the game, and obviously Detroit is used to this. They came back against Albany last week, and they have got that lucky rabbit's foot again, and Art Schleister obviously behind the big scoring drive and put him in a position to score, and Nova Bojovic made a big play on that play.
And Art Schleister headed to the locker room. You think it's all high fives and heroics. You talk about the Warriors and the Gladiators. The indoor war has got him here in Arena Football.
Boy, he had a heck of a game. He's taken a lot of punishment. I think he'll love to see some ice in a warm jacuzzi right now.
Tonight's Little Caesars player of the game is Art Schleister. Little Caesars, 2 great pizzas, 1 low price, always, always. As Schleister, 14 of 30 for 243 yards, 5 touchdowns, 2 interceptions, but he got them going when they needed it in the second half when he came out early and hit Mullen on the first play from scrimmage for a 31-yard TD pass.
I think that's the game that broke their back. I mean, they came right out and just made a big play.
And the Iron Man tonight for both ways play, Quentin Knight of the Orlando Predators, 6'2", 265 out of Fullerton State. So the victory assures Detroit of staying in first place by themselves. The drive going to 4-0. Orlando slips to 2-2, and that means that tomorrow night the Dallas-Tampa Bay game, matching 2 teams at 2-1, Tony, will simply be to find out who's going to end up in second place at 3-1.
Well, I'll tell you what, Orlando's got to feel good about this game. The simple fact that they lost this game, they lost to the #1 team, a team that's been together for 4 years with pretty much the same personnel, and so they've got to feel pretty good about it, and they know they've got a lot.
Now for Detroit, 4-0, home Thursday to take on New Orleans next week. Orlando 2-2 now. They'll go on the road for a pair at Denver and Albany before they come back home for 3 straight. Next week, our game will be Albany at Tampa Bay. We hope you have a chance to tune into it here on Prime Network, 7:30 Eastern Time. Thanks for being with us tonight from Florida.